This is your last chance. After this, there is no turning back. You take the blue pill. The story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill. You stay in Wonderland. And I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes. Remember, all I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
And now the purple dust of twilight time steals across the meadows of my heart. I am in the sky, the little stars climb, always reminding me that we're apart. You wander down the lane and far, far away, leaving me a song that will not die. Love is now the stardust of yesterday, the memory of the years gone by. Sometimes I wonder why I spend the lonely nights dreaming of a song, the melody haunts my memory, and I am once again with you. When our love was new, and each kiss an inspiration. That was long ago, and now my consolation is in the stardust of a song. When stars were bright, you were ours. The nightingale tells his fairy tale of paradise where roses bloom. Though I dream in vain, in my heart it will remain. Star's melody, a memory of love's
Woo! Now, if you don't know who that was, peace family, peace to the east, the west, and the north, and the south. Welcome to Aquarius Rising, the ninth gate. We're actually on a Tuesday night, which is usually Flirburn After Dark, and this is quite very relative to Flirburn After Dark. We have a special guest tonight, and if you don't know who you were listening to, that was Jackie Wilson, and that is Stardust. Now, the guest we have tonight is actually related. It is the daughter of Jackie Wilson, which is Alexyss K. Tyler. if you did not know. So Alexyss K is also starting a musical debut, having a lot of features with her father. So if you didn't know that Jackie Wilson and Alexyss K. Tyler are actually one and the same, now you do know. So actually, I'm going to play. She did a live performance. Big up to our wonderful special guest on Alexyss K. Who will be joining us tonight on Aquarius Rising Ninth Gate on a Tuesday, Fleur Run After Dark evening. But before we get in, I'm going to give a clip of actually her performance that she did this weekend with some sea stars. So I gave beginning, the preamp of her daddy. So let's go to Alexyss K. Be a little patient, and I'll start her song here.
Send them hearts, y'all. We just warming up right now, though. I'm gonna give y'all a little something y'all ain't ready for. Yeah, yeah. Y'all like that? Come on now. Where is it coming from? Where y'all at tonight? Yes, ma'am. That was just a warm up. Y'all got goosebumps?
That's cute. And also, I have another clip of Alexyss singing. So be patient as we wait for our guests, and we'll start it.
To kiss that wrinkled brow, I'd long to hold her hands once more as the days gone by, and ask her to forgive me for things I did that made her cry. How few were her pleasures. She never cared for fashion styles, her jewels and her treasures. She found them in her baby smiles. Oh, I know that I owe what I am today to that dear little lady, so old and gray, to that wonderful Yiddish
that was Alexyss K. Listen, that is Jackie Wilson's beautiful baby girl, all grown up, sounding like a songstress like her daddy. She is absolutely amazing. She had a phenomenal performance, as I played previously, of her performance this past weekend with some wonderful sea stars. Also, I played Jackie Wilson's daughter, Alexyss Wilson, sings the Yiddish Mama. Amazing. She never fails to excite me and also surprise me with such wonderful talent that she has. I followed Alexyss for many, many years. She's transcended a lot of her she's actually transmuted and transcended into so many other genres, including following in her father's footstep. I support, and I know he is looking down or in front of her beautifully and smiling and so proud. So we have Alexyss K, fabulous, sexy, sultry, divine, wisdom. Usually you know Alexyss for some of her more salacious conversations as far as sexuality as it pertains to, I'm going to use some piloted words, vajayjay power and penis power, which we call the magic wands, and also the yoni power. Again, I feel like she has so much wisdom. She was on my show previously. Everyone loved it. And I definitely contacted her and said, I want you back on my show, you beautiful sea star. And she agreed. I'm so grateful she's going to join us tonight. So before I bring her on, I just wanted to discuss, today is the 31st, family, and we are still here. But I will say, big up to the divine feminine on this channel, because I tell you, I was talking to some of the sea stars today, the 31st, and some magnanimous things were happening right away. I mean, initially, just almost like an activation of the feminine component on this planet. We're going to get into the conversation tonight. Put your seatbelts on. We're going to talk about the occult, the brotherhood that has had the enslaved, has for many, many eons at this point, has enslaved the divine feminine, just the feminine on this planet, via the moon, which the moon we've talked about controls the woman's energy and has pretty much imprisoned it and has utilized it for its top. Might be causing a little bit of glitching. It'll be a little sultry and dark in my room tonight, but I think many of you are used to this. So, as you know, today's the 31st. We had a prediction that the 31st, something magnificent would happen. And what's interesting with that is that many things were happening today, which I found were profound and connected to this 31st, which has been perpetually still on, called as a big event. We can discuss that, but I want to kind of stay on topic tonight with Alexyss K. And again, our topic is talking about the Moors and the Moorish, the Moors and the Masons, and how they've kind of hidden themselves in the brown community as being supporters of all of brown culture, of family systems, and really all the while we found that many of these dark occultists were hiding amongst the so-called tiers of the Moorish communities and the Masons, low tier or high tier Masons. And really they're parasitic and vampiric, and what they do is they generally will attach to females and try to attempt to cipher their energy, which is not, we're not necessarily foreign to that concept. Most people, in talking about the energy, will always usually refer to women as being parasitic or gold diggers, or those who are always taking from men. And I find it very interesting when we're living in a time when the patriarchy was online, when they were in their cycle of home court advantage, which is now out. Matriarchy and women are now in home court advantage. What I find is interesting is that we were accused, they were actually projecting, because the majority of males who were existing and thriving in that arena utilized the feminine energy to be able to uphold themselves and actually utilize the women as stepping stools in order to get to placements of power and to be able to hold on to it for long periods of time, vampiring off of the females of the planet. And when I talk about the females, I'm not only talking about the human females, I'm talking about animals. The majority of animals that are slayed and eaten on your dinner tables every night, if you are still a meat eater, are females. Majority of female cows are killed. Chickens, majority are killed and slayed. So the majority of food that you eat is female based. And that is also a form of disrespect to the divine. Why? Is because back in our more indigenous state of being, it was known that hunters would only hunt for males that were stronger and more robust, and that would be what was consumed in those tribes. The females were left so that they were able to birth on perhaps new bucks, new does, and they would be able to bring forth more fruition of animals in the forest. But the fact of the matter is that now in the industry that we call big pharma, and the industry of mass consumerism of flesh, the majority of the animals are killed and murdered are female, and the young and the babies of chicks are usually ground and killed from birth, from when they're born and hatched, or you will have young calves that are born freshly from their mothers, pulled from the mother and not allowed to drink from the milk of the mother, and that milk is mass produced so that you and your family can have Cheerios and cream for your coffee and pizza and what have you, without thought or any sort of empathy for the lives that those babies that are not fed from their own mother's breasts, but that milk has been coveted for the mass consumption to the greedy humans on this planet. So as we go back into the divine, we are entering the matriarchy. We are in home court advantage now, as I said many years ago, and now you're starting to see it come online. There is starting to be more acknowledgement of the heinousness of the farming industry. Also, there's starting to be more empathy towards the female base on this planet. Home court advantage does come with a lot of things, especially shows like this. So with no further ado, I want to bring our beautiful, masterful guest on, Alexyss K. Now, forewarn you, as I am a mother bee, I ask that if you have young children under the ages of 3, that you do remove them from this broadcast. Normally, our show is very family friendly, but this is Floorborn After Dark. It is a Tuesday. You can see the colors that I'm wearing and garnishing. We do have a phenomenal, salacious guest on tonight, and we want to make sure that we are appropriate to the ages that are applicable to this type of show. So I ask that you have the little ones leave right now, as some of the language may be a little piloted, and also this is not conversation for very, very little ones. And you can utilize your own discernment as far as having teenagers and how young you would like them to engage in having a conversation like this. But I want to make sure that I put that out there first. Okay, so let me set everything up for our guest. Hold on one moment. I think I see her on the line. Let me make sure. Yes, I do. Okay, let me turn on my speakers here. All right, here we go. Let's see if we can have Alexyss K. Peace, C-Star. Alexyss K, are you on?
Hi.
Alexyss.
Hi.
Hi. Oh,
How are you? Hi.
I'm well, love. How are you?
Fine.
I'm so excited to have you on. I thank you again for gracing our show tonight. And it was such a pleasure previously when I had you on. I definitely wanted you on as a guest again. And I wanted to say your songs are so beautiful and your voice is magnificent. Thank you for allowing us to hear you.
Oh, I'm so honored. Yeah, I regret that I didn't have the courage to sing to my father much sooner. It was so powerful, and as you see, I scheduled it for the blood moon, lunar eclipse.
Absolutely.
So, yes, it was extremely powerful. A lot of powerful vortexes. Unfortunately, people were going through a lot of negative things too during that blood moon as we were leading up to it, but it was to create a very powerful feminine shift, and I embraced every moment of it.
Absolutely. I think once you're in alignment with your divine feminine, with your feminine aspect of yourself, without resistance, without a sense of denial, it makes it so much it makes it so much more, it makes it easier to take in some of those wonderful feminine energies, or to clear out what's unnecessary for you, what no longer serves you.
You know, what messed up is that I talk about it now, how, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. We can.
Can you hear me? Okay. I talk about it openly now. My mother is very mentally ill and crazy and abusive, and she would always teach me to reject my father.
Wow.
And what I had to realize when women are raised by sick females and mothers like that beat down the divine feminine in the little girl before she understands what she is, who she is, and that she's carrying female organs, but also that she was created in the divine womb of the male,
That's
the God.
right. Woo!
One, especially if you look like your father, you sound like your father. Because I look just like my father. You saw my picture side by side with him.
Yes.
And if you listen to my voice and listen to his voice, I got that from my father. So it's like the reflection of him made her so angry that she would abuse me and physically assault me and let other people do it and abandon me and leave me places. So even though that's a female, supposedly raising and taking care of another female, a little girl, she still completely threw me out of balance because she left the father out of the equation.
That's right.
And did not balance me. A woman needs to be balanced masculinely and femininely, to be whole and stand in that vagina power, to bring back that divine matriarchal energy. You have to be balanced on the male and the female side.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more. And I'm sorry to hear of that. I do say I am sorry, but I am grateful that you've gained wisdom with such a disheartening childhood and being abused by your first matriarch that was supposed to nurture you and love you and hold you close and safe to allow for you to be cultivated. But I see that even in the darkness, remember, a coal is shaped thousands of times before it becomes a diamond. And my dear, you have become a diamond. So I am grateful for your wisdom that you've gained from such disheartening tragedies that you've had to undertake.
Yeah, that's why I'm sharing it, because it's a lot of us. There's a lot of women that are secretly carrying that pain and living becoming older in life, and still are not rising up in that divine feminine vagina power energy because they cannot rectify within themselves and rise above the feminine that gave birth to them, that crucified them and cut their jugular.
Wow.
So it's a powerful show you're talking about tonight. I love it that you're talking about the men that do it. But also we have to remember there are a lot of women that practice black magic and practice dark art on their own daughters.
They do. They do. I agree. And I should have included that as well, where I did in the pictures, where you see that there are those who sell us out. Those who are supposed to, again, be part of the feminine, which very much so. I think many of us can testify of many of the women in our lives who have abused us, who have treated us heinously for nothing other than just being sometimes. So we have to add them to this petri dish of disgusting, disdainful behavior that has also been placated under the surmise of the patriarchy, which is now coming offline to allow for a healthier matriarchy that I know to be in this new cycle that is coming in before us. Now,
yeah, that's why I wanted to bring it up, because I think we need to accept, girl, that it's a percentage of them, so we won't be so heartbroken trying to form sisterhood. We need to accept, girl, it's a certain percentage of those women that are going to let us down. That's a miscellaneous group. We need to just get that in our heads.
I agree.
They're going to turn on us for the men.
I agree. So let's start at the beginning, because I think we have, as you know, my audience is a pretty cultivated audience, little seasoned, and we rarely stay away from topics. Now, as we talk about the brotherhood, as you see the picture, I think you appreciated the picture where you see a woman with her beautiful with her beautiful heel pressed down nicely, so beautifully and evenly with her calf. And you see the silhouette of her calf and the heel, and you see the male who's tethered and tied in submission to her, which seemingly we can get that assumption by the way she's standing in power as he's submitted and tethered.
Wait a minute, which one that I saw, the one with the Masonic symbol? Which one? Wait a minute, I missed that one.
I thought you were seeing that one. That's the one where the woman has her heel down and power. You don't see her.
The man.
Yeah, and the chains. Was he in chains?
Let me go down. Because I thought it was so powerful when you showed the Masonic symbol.
Oh yes, the Masonic symbol.
I didn't see.
Okay, well, that was one of the pictures I had.
Okay, it's the only one I don't see. So let me click on the link. I can see the other one.
Okay, let me send that one.
No, go ahead. I'll listen to you. I'll just try to see it.
Okay.
Yes, because girl, I would love to.
So let's start at the beginning. When we talk about the empowerment of the woman and how she takes ownership of herself, of just becoming basically self-aware in her sexuality, and that she has more power than ever been denoted outwardly because of the suppression of the feminine on the planet that's been this way for eons at this point. We're starting to see a turning of the tides because the energies are becoming more feminine, more divine feminine is flushing and flooding on the planet. But when we talk about men and how we talk, let's get base here. When we talk about even sexuality, when it comes to the man and the woman, and I think you've spoken about this before. I've heard you in wonderful, wonderful lectures speaking on the act of the matter is most women will allow a man to enter in her yoni space with his magic wand, and it's not very magical. She just allows him to basically kind of like just release himself without even giving honor or satisfaction or pleasure to that yoni, which is giving him all this pleasure. Can you talk about what it is that women are lacking or need to gain in order to fully enjoy and take ownership of their orgasm, of their organ energy, that some are so even the more sexually piloted females I know still have a problem having an orgasm or accepting the fact that they're deserving of having that organ energy and being able to utilize that?
Well, it's important, like I was saying earlier, about how you were raised. What did your childhood say to you? Your mother, your father, whoever was there, what did they say to you about you being a girl with a vagina? And what would that mean to them? What would that mean to the community? And what is it supposed to mean to you when you look at that image when you grow up? Because I had a lot of sexual hang-ups from my mother, who constantly put down the fact that I was a girl. And my sisters, well, all the girls, because they had vaginas. That was all the females in the family. They worshiped men that wasn't shit. They worshiped boys. The boys that they had were treated better. And the men that came in and out, and a lot of them were child molesters. They didn't believe us when we said that this is what these men were doing. And the men were treated like gods that weren't even on that level. But just because you were a female, your period was dreaded. The fact that you had a hole between your legs was disgusting and dreaded. And you stink because you're a little girl. So you were told, as you get older, I'm going to hate you even more. And if you desire sexual satisfaction, you're a whore. So when you have that background, that's the first thing people need to do, look at their background, look at their childhood, look at the relationship they had with their mother.
Yes.
Because your mother's supposed to teach you about your body. She's supposed to teach you about your orgasm. She's supposed to teach you about your G-spot. She's supposed to teach you about the power and the beauty of your period. And one day you're going to be a role model and a goddess and bring life in the world if you choose. So that in itself, the little girl creates the hang-up about the clitoris, about the G-spot, about the vagina, the cervix, and the whole beautiful female reproductive system. And if that's the issue first, you have to go back into the wounded little girl.
Absolutely.
And address her and grow her up to match the big body, because that's what I had to do. There was always shame around having sex and shame and guilt around the thought of having sex. As a result of that, I attracted a lot of no good men who just wanted that from me and did not see the beauty in me as a brain, as a female innovator, inventor, creator, writer, director, producer, metaphysical, very unique being to bring forth information in a way that nobody's ever done. They didn't care about that. But yet I was told what they cared about between my legs has no value. And it was something degrading about me because I had that instead of a penis. When you get past those things and be honest about those things, if that's the source of your pain, even if it's not your parent, if it's someone else. something else, a rape, a trauma, several rapes. I've been talking to women now who have also been date raped and drugged.
Mm.
So when they wake up, they don't remember what happened to them, but they're hurting, ass hurting, pussy hurting, so dislocated.
Oh,
They don't know
gosh.
dicks went all in every hole in their body, and they can't really quite remember the story to go to the police. Because they don't know what happened, they were drugged. And that creates a rift within the wall of the vagina that reverberates through the chakras, reverberates through every aspect of the being, all the meridian points, the auric field, out into every relationship that they're going to have in the future. Why? Because it is working on the mirror that has been set up and programmed in the cells through the sexual trauma that turned that woman upside down, and that's going to attract more men to reflect the energy, the emotion that's attached to that particular sexual experience. So she will not have good sexual experiences or orgasms because she's going to attract fucked up people because she has not dealt with and went into and healed and
Absolutely.
resolved the trauma and
Absolutely.
not being herself for the trauma. Some of this stuff is metaphysical stuff
Absolutely. And
as a result of the physical reason.
I love that you talk to the wounded womb. You speak to the wounded womb, and I think that's not even a conversation, even that it's still a little taboo. Even in talking in conversations, I see, even talking to other females, there's always a whisper, as if it is a crime that is done by us, as opposed to the one who's done the crime upon us, whether it's our parent, whether it's yeah. Well, and according to
Go ahead. I'm sorry. You right sideways up, girl.
yeah. I've heard many of men said, well, she dressed this way, she was asking for it, but if we talk in aspects of dress, we know that our indigenous families never wore clothing, and rape was not something that was indicative to our native and indigenous tribes, mostly, unless we were conquered and taken over by foreigners. So why would our dress, scantily or not, that's a judgment based on someone's lack of maturity as a man, because every woman has a breast, and I'm sure that no woman should be looked at provocatively based on her lack of clothing if they're a man and have seen enough women to know that women generally have the same parts. We alter a little bit based on size and perimeters, but we generally look the same. And I feel like I feel like the lack of accountability with other males, and what's interesting, Alexyss, I find it interesting, even talking amongst the males, that a male will sit amongst a male that seems somewhat balanced, will sit amongst a group of other males and sit and hear his friends talk about raping or molesting or having, extramarital sex with various women, and will never ever check his homies. And that's when we talk about the brotherhood, this sense of entitlement that some men feel when, especially in a pack mentality, that it's okay to sit there and not even show a flinch an eye at the act that could be very much put upon his mother, his sister, his daughter. She does not necessarily have to be a faceless person, because if he was healthy, he would see that female that he's hearing an abusive act on as being one of his own. What do you say about men like that, who sit in packed mentalities, who sit placating the same mentality that it's okay to abuse or talk about it without even reacting to it or showing any form of accountability to his homies?
They don't want to be ostracized from that group, and they're very cowardly. A lot of people are controlled by groupthink. So if they stand out there and they speak out and get put out of that group, they're not going to reap the benefit, whatever perceived benefits they think they're going to get in their mind, and they will detach from a female point of view and a female's feelings, because they feel that this is not going to benefit me to support them and go along with them. I want to be accepted in these groups. I'm not going to say men, I'll say males. With the genetic male. That's all you are. You're not really a good man. You're not a man of honor and integrity, no matter how much intelligence and degrees of money that you have. You have a lot of men, and I have run into a lot of them that will justify that Because to me, if you're sitting there listening to it, there's a part of you that's justifying it. Even
That's
if you're
right.
not verbally participating, you're subliminally, energetically agreeing with it and saying, I want to be a part of this group, even though I don't agree with everything. What I disagree with is less important than being a part of this male society, this ego-driven, filthy, disgusting, disrespectful to the feminine creator energy. I want to stay here. I want to get the love and approval of these men. But what I also want to say, too, that I learned, at least this is how I live my life now. Some of these men will do that shit. They'll listen to it in the group. Therefore, you're co-signing it, even if you don't talk about it. But then they'll get outside of the group and exercise that on us.
Yes.
Because I thought being an older woman, a mature woman, I wouldn't have to deal with this shit anymore, but I still have to deal with this shit, girl, where people send me the emails and the inboxes. You know, I can't help it, but I jack my dick watching you doing your readings or watching your show.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't help it. How do you feel? What do you think about it? I don't even open the message. If I can see a little bit of it and that's what's said, I don't open it. I don't respond. And to me, that's like a rape. It's like a violation with someone. I don't know you. I haven't approached you. And your first attempt to introduce yourself to me is talk about how hard your dick is.
Wow.
No.
Wow.
As if that is supposed to be
a compliment
to me.
Yeah, a compliment. Yeah.
Focus on and so in my mind and in my aura, just like, I don't know if you know, I do the celebrity readings on my Facebook.
Yes, we do.
And when I'm dealing with these issues and looking at things spiritually and reading people, and I see these issues in other people's lives and what bring them to, and even in personal readings, when they have the same issues that me and you're talking about, and men doing them that way, we have to become so in tune with who we are and learn to discern spirits, but you can't do that effectively if you disrespect your own vagina and your
speak
right,
Woo.
your right to receive orgasms and to know how you get your orgasms and where your G spots are, because you might have more than one. Your right to pleasure, but not just your right to pleasure with good fucking.
You made my
the right type of man that has a high enough vibration to heal you through the sex, and not just do it for pleasure and look at you as a calm dump, something to wipe his dick off me and to ejaculate in, because that's not good either. If you're saying, boy, I'm picking him and I'm in control and I want some dick and I'm doing what I want to do and I want to get pleasure, and then you're attracting someone to do that for you on that level, but they don't give a fuck about you. You just shit the fuck.
Yeah.
They don't see you as a woman, as an individual, as a brain, as a human being, as a spirit being. You're nothing other than something to fucking calm in. That's the difference, and that's why when somebody's talking to me crazy, when a man is talking to me and I'm like, I can tell I'm a piece of meat to you, or you're trying to be argumentative, controlling, verbally abusive, I already know I don't want your sperm.
That's right. Hello.
Because you
energetically.
are defiled and you are a deficit. You are not just that, girl, you will give me a disease.
Yes.
Because the sperm will be acidic to me.
That's right.
Be very toxic to my vagina and my womb, and then energetically, because you're fucked up in the head. So all of your glands, your pineal, your pituitary, and your hypothalamus regulates the male and female sex hormones. So everything about your sperm, your seminal fluid, and your penis and testicles is controlled by what's between your ears. So you're talking reckless to me, and you're sitting letting other men talk about raping and beating up or bragging about how they tore somebody's ass over with their dick and how they fucked them hard or how they beat them upside the head, some woman, and then you get up from that, and then you're coming trying to do that to me. You're not fucking me.
That's right.
I don't care how horny I am. You're not fucking me, because I know what the poison in your head is going to be released inside of the hormones in the glands in your brain, and they're going to go down between your legs where your male organs are, and you are being stimulated inside of my vagina, and the friction of that is causing an orgasmic release, but also the energy of all the demonic entities and energies that you are carrying, and how you really don't like me. You're fucking me, but you really don't
That's
like
right,
me.
exactly.
As a feminine vessel of power.
It's defilement.
You
It's
hate
defiling.
my
Yeah, he's
power.
defiling
You
you.
really hate me.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Well-
And they'll resent you being strong. They want to destroy you because you're strong.
It's interesting. And we talk about...
You just become something for pleasure to them.
Absolutely. No, I'm sorry, love. Continue. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
What I was saying, I was definitely agreeing with you, because we talked about sexually transmitted demons, which are STDs, and exactly what you said. If their energetic field is defiling you from verbalization, which is negative, from behavior that is low field, that is thought forms that is not based in anything higher other than their lower chakra system, which is their root, then them engaging with you will only bring that low field energy. And again, yes, you're absolutely correct. It's acidic, and your body will go into a mode of taking in an energy that is toxic, and will turn that into a dis-ease. I absolutely agree with you. I couldn't believe you said it any more eloquently. Absolutely. And I think our young sea stars have to know
The more
this.
a man like that has sex with you,
Say that
the
again.
more he'll dislike you.
Yes.
And then he'll start talking greasy to you because he has an orgasm. It makes him mad because you make him have an orgasm, and he likes being in your pussy, and it turns him on, and now he has formed an etheric bond and an attachment, and now he resents you for it, and he's going to punish you for it, so he can try to justify not being attached to you, because that means you have power over him. You're above him. In them little meetings and them little circles that they talk about us in, and they dog us out in, when those men like that will sit there cowardly and go along with it, they would then tell them, fuck you over, to dog your motherfucking ass out. And you better get control over her, because this bitch got you pussy. Well, so they'll tell you, don't respect my feminine. Don't honor her. You got to dog her so you can detach from her and get back in control and treat her like a fucking dish rag you wipe your ass off on.
Well, this is
considered a weakness.
Well, this is where we have to see. We have to be able to discern the weak from the strong, and also weakness, and men that don't have enough self-awareness or self-esteem to not separate themselves from that, or consistently or perpetually in group think tanks, where that type of behavior is part of the natural repertoire of their daily or evening conversations when they hang out with one another. I think I've seen that a lot in sports arenas, even as a wife. I was married for 17 years, married to a man in sports, and sitting amongst other sports figures and their wives, you hear these men talk about, even, like having Super Bowl parties or sitting down and talking about sports. Oh, that's my old lady, disrespecting the women that are slaving while they're watching their Super Bowl parties. And these women have children, having to care for the children, catering to their husbands, and hearing the men in the living room talking disdainfully or disrespectfully about the wives who are sitting there catering to their every need and every desire, without any sort of acknowledgement that this woman is someone that they chose to marry and have children with, and talking amongst other men, and that's okay. I've seen that in so-called, quote-unquote, healthier demographics of people, and it's just as disrespectful and just as dishonoring.
Yeah, and the thing is, though, we are taught to look up to, respect, and trust them for money and security and power. And these women, I've talked to some of those women.
Yeah.
They are scared to leave.
They are.
Those men, they really, a part of them like that, girl. They like that lifestyle. They like that money. They like to be around powerful men like that. Even if that man knocking them in their head when they go home.
I agree.
And the thought of another woman to take place will kill them.
I agree, and you see that a lot of times.
Some of them, they're not like us.
Well, no, but what happens sometimes is that they get caught in the fact that that man is providing not only for their personal family, their children, but their mothers, their sisters, because being married to that man also uplifts the status quo of the family. So even if the women want to leave, and I'm talking from experience, a lot of times the family members are like, girl, don't do it. You know, you're going to be struggling. And then meanwhile, they're being fed off of this wealthier man who's abusing their loved one, their sister, their daughter. But because they're all eating off of the same plate, they will sit there and push or support or have a blind eye to the behavior based on the fact that they're being fed or they're getting something from it, so that they don't want their lifestyle to change or be degraded based on her decision to leave for her own personal self, you know, for her own self-respect. And these are her family members.
But that's what I'm saying to you. But that's what I'm saying. I've been there too. And I decided to go ahead and jump the struggle. Because I knew that it wasn't going to last forever. But to actually have family members, actually have a birth mother to say, well, you need to get with this man that I picked for you because he'll take care of this, he'll take care of that.
Wow.
And meanwhile, he's connected to her through her flunky. So you get benefits from it. You get money, you get stuff. You know, making it very clear to me, if your grandmother needs something, if your son needs something, if you just are with me, do I tell you to, they won't have to want for anything.
Yeah.
I mean, literally putting shit on me. I thought the relationship was about me and you. So now to secure, I don't know, maybe to make me stay with you or
Yes.
do what you want me to do.
Form of control.
Now you want to add other family members in it.
Yes.
Huh?
It's a form of control. Controlling your environment
No,
controls
you. You went there. You went through that.
Yes, yes. I was married
So
to
they
someone.
felt like they could
He was a
keep
Nazi.
stuff
Yeah, he was a
to your
Nazi.
family.
Yeah, he was a Nazi. He was. We got together very.
Girl,
You know what? You married a Nazi too. I had a Nazi.
go ahead.
You know, as much as we got together.
He did that to hold you.
Well, he utilized the family. I came from a family that did okay financially. So I came from an aristocratic family, so I was okay. But when we got married, he made sure that because he knew that I was seen in the public eye as a certain way, he always upheld himself to putting that on my shoulders and saying, listen, if we break up, you know, you're going to look bad. And, you know, your families don't have divorces. And, you know, I look good and I make sure and I make more money than any man you could be with. I mean, he always put that on me, and it put pressure, and it made me feel as if I made that decision, I was letting a whole bunch of people down. And it worked for a long period of time because it was a form of mind control. And then when the babies came, it became easier for me to see him as the devil because now I'm a mother and I'm seeing from the angle of being a protective mother bear. And I'm seeing a man who's not being not treating me with loving and respect in a new position as a mother, especially you're very vulnerable when you first give birth. And that's when I made the decision. I think it was my first child who actually propelled me to start questioning the dynamics of my relationship. And because I'm so protective with other people's children, when I had my own, I became much more aggressive and much less tolerant of the BS. So I would challenge anything that beast would bring at me. And eventually I left because I loved my offspring even more than I love myself. And that was my way of pushing myself, propelling myself out until I gained some self-love, which was later.
That's right. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. It was challenging, and it was a lot of tears. And I stayed by myself for many years while I nursed and took care of my children. And I was okay with that. But I was better by myself than miserable with a bastard who treated me like garbage and never respected and honored what I brought to the table, which was a whole lot. You know, I didn't come to the table, you know, I came to the table pretty even and balanced. And during the course of the relationship, I left battered and bruised and low. So, you know.
Oh, girl.
Yeah. So.
I'm sorry, and I know how you feel, because I'm glad you got out quicker than I did, just because there was so much childhood trauma in my life, but it went throughout my whole life. It was hard. They would always blame me.
Absolutely.
And when men blame you, especially when you're growing up and your mother always blames you, shit, just for being born a girl with a pussy.
Wow.
Everything's about you. They beat you because it's your fault. Men use you because it's your fault. You know, people take advantage of you because it's your fault. And then getting with men to say, I did this to you, or
Because it was your
I
fault.
held you back because it's your fault.
Wow.
When you start beating yourself up thinking it's really you until you start going back into that wounded child, looking at how the first person that said that, the same word and did that to you, was people in your childhood or your own mother. Then it started helping me see, wow, the only thing that is my fault here is that I'm not really realizing my power and
Woo!
seizing
Yes.
it, taking it.
Yes.
Fuck on.
Yes. And taking that power and owning it and recognizing it. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think, again, like I said, you know, for every diamond, there's a lot of shaping to a piece of coal that was dark and dull. And, you know, it's unfortunate that the past cycle needed to do that to cultivate diamonds, to show up and speak about these things so we can rectify it. And for some of the younger sea stars, the younger sisters, they don't have to necessarily go through it. Maybe they can learn from hearing those who've been through the battlefield, who have the wounds, but have survived it, the OGs, and maybe take some of that wisdom that we've gained and utilize that to empower themselves or to release themselves from scenarios that they know and recognize in our own experiences that were disheartening.
You know what? I am so glad, and I know you're not really talking about this, but I'm going to say it anyway because it's what I'm experiencing right now.
Yes.
And what I am living as a mature, grown woman. I'm no longer interested in helping women and being a mentor to women just because they're younger.
I understand.
Just because they're in their teens, their 20s, and their 30s. I didn't say I wouldn't help any, but not all. And I'm going to tell you how these bitches are.
Oh.
How these little bitches are, in case you don't know.
Sure.
A lot of them are so fucking disrespectful. And they think because they're younger than you and they got a fat ass and a pussy and taking all kind of big dicks in it, that they're smarter than you and that they know more than you. And they know they're on your level. They know about vagina power. Hell, they can make me sit down and teach vagina power if they want to, but they can't. Because this is something that I didn't read out of a book I never went to school for. It is within me. It comes through my bloodline. And if they could do it, they would already have knocked me out the box. Because, you know, I was gone for the past 5 years because I was too ill. I had been poisoned, so I ain't even been around. And they still was begging to bring my ass back, even though they had younger women that were trying to replace the queen. And they could not take the throne.
no.
They could not ascend to it at 25 and 35 years old. Like I told them, you 25, baby, I done been 25. You ain't never been my age before. You ain't never walked the path that I've walked. You ain't got the life skills and the knowledge, nor do you have the depth like you think you do because you read a few fucking New Age books. So there's a lot of disrespectful ass young bitches that feel like they don't have to bow down and they don't have to motherfucking respect the OGs that done been through the shit that you and I was just speaking about. Ain't got no kids, never went, and some of them have went through some of the things with their mother that I have.
Yeah.
But you know what? I still can't tell them a motherfucking thing. They still know, and this is what they told me. This is what I think. I've had some, matter of fact, a couple of days ago, I got to argue with two younger bitches, one in the late 20s, one in the mid 30s. They're going to tell me, you on my level, and you know what the fuck I know.
Oh.
But you don't even have a platform or an audience. All you doing is take 6 and 10-inch dicks in your rectum, and you take a dick in your pussy and your mouth, and now you on my level. That shit I don't even do. And I never, now if you want to do that, you do that. But that don't make you no fucking woman because you have the anatomy of a woman and you're a genetic female to take it. And because your ass fat and you cute. That's not what vagina power is. That don't give you the right to disrespect someone who's paved the path for you and tries to give you the game so you won't go through what we've gone through. Girl, these
I I feel it. I feel you.
You talking about
I've been
these
tried. Alexis, believe me, I've been
these young
tried.
ass women.
I've been tried. Remember, I put that T-shirt on. I've been tried. One tried to take my YouTube down because she felt that I was illuminating sexuality in a way that was threatening to her, which had nothing to do with her, and she felt a certain way about people being enamored or really in alignment with me, and she attempted to come for me. But you know what, Queen Empress? She failed, and she fell on her behind, and she had to show her behind publicly. So when you come for us, just be prepared to have to read your memorandum rights afterwards, because at the end of the day, like you said, I didn't have to read a lot of these things and research them based on experiences, and being able to survive them and supersede them gives me the okay to speak in a way that I've gained wisdom. So they could talk about it, but they can't really be about it. So I understand that. But I just tell them, you don't have to bow to me, but you will respect me, either by choice or by force. And it's up to them, either one they choose.
Girl, but that's the thing. You know I'm not like that either. I don't go around trying to make people. I mean, I'm minding my own business. You already see what I'm doing.
You're cool. You've always been. You always keep it to yourself. No, you always. Yeah, you always transcending. You're transmuting. You're always moving forward. You're doing something new. You're refreshing yourself. You're never really involved in the politics or in this young world of with social media combats. I've never even seen you engage in that. And even when they come with for you, they had no freedom.
When they bring me. They like want to bring me in it, girl. That's what tripped me out, because I'm like, wow. Now y'all think, and I've heard people say that when I was growing up, and still people saying it now. And now that I'm a grown woman, it's not true for me when they say, "Oh, well, older women jealous of younger women," and
that's untrue. That's untrue.
That ain't me.
That's
I'm too busy to keep my own pussy tight, my own body cleaned out, my own hands, skin, and shit together. That's all I worry about. Instead of me looking at somebody and saying, "Oh, well, she's prettier, she's better," I gotta focus on that. I ain't got time to focus on that shit. I got time to focus on perfecting my shit and still keeping my shit together and be the best I can be. I ain't worried about nobody else or what your age is you young. I'm not gonna talk about that dumb shit. Because really, in this day and age we in, girl, people don't even give a fuck about that shit.
Oh,
a lot of men out here are dating women like us.
Oh my gosh, absolutely, honey.
They care about how you look.
Oh, darling, they are. Listen, we are in the season of the seasoned. Listen, I've got more, admiration from the teens and the 20s that I really feel like. Listen, it's all about frequency. If I am alluring frequency wise, and I am in self-love, meaning I love myself. I show that in how I treat my body and what I put in my body and who I'm aligned with. That's attractive. So age is actually nothing more than perhaps, and it's only perhaps, gaining wisdom. And that is attractive when a woman is gaining wisdom and she's got the finesse and she looks the part and she matches the part of everything that's divine. I mean, everybody's attracted to that, whether you're young or more seasoned, what have you. So that's age rarely comes up in the arena.
It didn't bother you, because it bothered me.
No.
Younger women that I really had tried to share with attacked me, and I was minding my own business. It didn't bother you, because it bothered me.
It agitated me only when they messed with my channel. That's the only time. Other than that, they could keep it moving, because I'm enjoying my time with my people that I'm aligned with. We're enjoying ourselves. We're sharing information. So they saw that, and they saw I was unfazed. So what they did is they tried to attach themselves to my platform and tried to take it down. But then they made a fool of themselves. And now the little people that were following them are seeing them as scandalous and no longer want to rock with them. So all they did is do it to themselves. So I have zero feelings.
I'm glad you're telling me that, then.
Yeah. Let them come. Mm-hmm. Let them come for you, because they show them their behinds. They show themselves. I love the reveal. Like, even I'll tell you something recently. I had a man friend who I was very close to for many, many years. And this is why we're having this show, really, because it's my release from the handlers that have been a part of my life.
Okay.
You know, had a friend close to him, part of my platform, cool G, everything. And I knew that person was attracted to me, but I never allowed for any conversation that was inappropriate. We were always rocking together, keep it professional, keep it friendly. But as soon as they decided to put it all on me, what they felt or what they wanted, or try to manipulate it via occultism, whatever they were doing, and I did not go for it, I was not reciprocating of their affections. I was not attracted to them. I did not allow for them to even think it was okay to disclose that. They came for me. And this is somebody who was a friend. Came for me, and they learned that I will be unfazed. It was a friend. A male friend at that.
Baby, that's not so. Even your friend, boo.
I understand
Even
that.
your friend wants some coaching.
Exactly. Basically, you know, some men will stay around you. Yeah, well, some men will stay around you under the premise that they're friends and wait for an opportunity. And when they give it and then you reject them, they lose their minds. I never realized that would happen with a friend that I was this close with, but he lost his mind. And it was really disheartening, really.
Why? Don't get mad because I'm laughing because you're the story of my life. And when you have someone that's fascinated with you, he's fascinated with you, and I see why he's drawn to you and fascinated with you. And he liked you. I think he liked you as a friend. He liked your company, but because it was also such a deep, energetic attraction and a physical, because you're a beautiful woman.
I appreciate it.
Physically, sexually attracted, intellectually stimulating, and just that you have that radiant, sensual, kind of serpent-like energy.
Oh, I'm trying to be like my...
No music's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. You can't get mad and hate on that man. I really wasn't, but I let it go. But when they saw that I was no longer going to be manipulated or feel bad about it, they had to go, you know, single-handedly and try to defame my, you know, say things that were absolutely the opposition. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a shame. He was immature. He was immature with it. He didn't know how to handle his emotions, so he lashed out because of the hurt and feeling insulted and embarrassed that you rejected him.
I understand.
I don't think he really meant to hurt you.
Oh, I understand. I agree. I know.
Know what you think? He didn't know how to handle it. He wasn't as strong as us. If somebody tell us that we really crazy about that they not feeling us like that, I'm gonna be like, okay.
I'll keep it moving.
But I don't hold on.
No, keep it moving. That's true. Yeah, keep it moving.
He's not mature like that. He's not as strong. He don't want you with nobody else.
Well, I know that.
So you can't handle being your friend.
I realize that, but it's too late, because once you struck at me in a way and I see you act in a way, because you see the best in people when you're friends, but also when you get in your first fights, you also see the level of what your friendship is based on. And when someone goes low and starts to act in ways that are highly, highly toxic, then you have to say to yourself, listen, this may not be retrievable. This may not be remedied. So I have to keep it moving, because at the end of the day, if I kept my part in friendship, I wouldn't let something alter that, especially something as silly as liking someone. I like you as a friend. That should be good enough.
But it's not silly. The way he responded, it's not silly to him. He was very, very serious, and the feelings run very deep. And since you know you're the stronger, more level-headed, mature person, as he lashes out, and if you choose to respond, don't go low and emotional with him.
No.
Be very firm in your decision.
Absolutely.
I'm just saying, to be general, don't do that.
Yes.
Not in public.
No, not at all. I think
He's the younger one.
Well, yeah, I spoke publicly about it only after he did some diabolical things, and that was it. And, you know, I'm recovering from a loss of a friendship.
No, talk about it.
Yeah.
you talk about it. Of course, I ain't saying we're talking about it, but don't go low like him in public because he's
Oh, no.
he's a younger soul
Yeah.
and he's immature. And of course, I'm not saying let him get close because he's showing you that, okay, we don't know. I don't know if you know what his childhood was like or what his previous relationship, because that's a very wounded little boy. The way he's acting is very juvenile, even though he's in a grown person's body. So that tells me some other wounds are there
Yes.
that you might not be sharing or you might not know about, and a lot of unresolved conflict around being rejected with women. Know if this guy has any mother issues, or if you're triggering something from another woman. So just from what you're describing, girl, I have been. I'm talking about when men that are in their like 60s right
Wow.
now. So, and I'm thinking, wow, this man is so much more older than me. Why is this man acting like he's still like 17 in high school and fucking going off and being destructive, like you said, diabolical and just vicious?
Yes.
Because I don't want to fuck him. When it should be clear for you to see the way you're acting should help you understand why I wouldn't fuck you.
It's true. It's
You're
true.
not on my level. You're too yeah, why would you get in bed with somebody that would do that?
Exactly. And they prove it to
'Cause that's
themselves.
why you
Yeah.
act like that, so you give them the pussy.
That's true. That's true.
Mm-hmm.
And they prove themselves, they prove your point of why you didn't mess with them when their reaction is so out of sorts, so out of balance. I agree with you totally. It solidified everything I felt. Like,
Man, if you fucking suck and freak him and isolate yourself and become secluded with him and give him your all and then you say it's over afterwards, girl, how you think he's going to respond then?
woo!
Looking at him now.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
The fuck will kill your ass. See, that's what I'm saying. And see, when I see somebody do that, and it's very irrational, and you don't want to be honest about why you're doing it and what your unresolved shit is, and work through that and see that you're mirroring, and then it also could be them mirroring something not healed in us to make us say, whoa, let me check me while he's checking me because he don't want to check his motherfucking self.
Woo.
Because for this to even come here, it might be something tender still in me because I don't like attracting this kind of nigga right here.
I agree.
They're also showing us something.
And also,
That's what I always do. Whenever I meet somebody like that, girl, I start putting that mirror up to me. Because I'm like, whoa,
absolutely.
this person reflecting something that I've seen before. I don't like it. And I keep getting these kind of crazy ass men.
Yes.
And then I've been this way too. And they don't want to fuck me no more. So I'm like, whoa, and I'm not that person anymore.
You have to.
It
is a mirror.
Let me check
Yes.
and see what's going on over here.
Absolutely, because everything outside of self is a reflection of self. So that behavior, to a certain degree, is a reflection of an aspect of myself.
Not every goddamn thing, man.
Absolutely.
Because you're not like that. But I think what it's showing is that you're putting a boundary up because you've been wounded like something
Yes.
a narcissist
Yes.
like that before. And now you're saying,
It's
so
true.
it's showing that you're growing because you went and said, whoop,
I can recognize. Yeah, we can recognize.
You do dirty shit, dirty shit. You ain't coming back over here.
Yeah, no, we've recognized once you've been exposed to a Nazi, they stamp you. You recognize that smell, that look, that sound, that voice. You recognize a sociopath anywhere you go based on the fact that you probably lived or dealt with that type of being, and you usually have very similar behaviors, all of them, very similar. So you could recognize it, and it wasn't anything,
Girl,
but anything. But also we have to discuss the fact that.
So I see, you know what, that same spirit has followed me in male and female. And I realized that's the source of it. And she would do the same kind of thing. So this guy, that spirit is still living, trying to come up in people through different bodies around you.
Woo! Smiths.
And it shows you.
Yes. Yes.
It's not a bad thing for you.
No, it's a good thing. I'm okay with seeing aspects of myself. I see my shadows, and shadow work is the most important work that we can do because all it does is heal aspects of the idiosyncrasies we have not seen or not dealt with or may be unaware of. So I am totally okay with shadow work. I've had some, yeah.
Girl, wait a minute, hold on. Just hold on for a minute. Let me bow down, baby, because you got a serpent over there. I will, hello. How you doing, boo? The serpent wanted me to say hello. You got a big old cobra
standing
behind you.
Oh.
You want me to bow. I will bow, honey. How
Oh
you
yes,
doing?
I
How you doing?
I like my
Hello.
cobra.
Let
Thank
me
you.
say hello.
Thank you. Thank you. I accept my cobra. I appreciate the nega serpent that accompanies me.
You know I got one too.
Yeah, I know you do, love. I know you do.
You know about it? You know about it?
I
That
felt
it was with you?
I felt the serpent in that was surrounding you on the first show. So remember nega, the nega serpent, I'm very accustomed to that serpent type of energy. And once you have it on you, you recognize, like recognizes like. Why do you think I wanted to have you and I was so honored to have you on again?
Girl, I'm getting chills. While you said it, it's a girl. She's standing there behind you, and she's as big as the ceiling. And she's opening her back like the cobras do, and you can see the design on her back.
Yes.
And she's looking at me. She's like, "Say hello to me." And
Aw.
I said, "Oh, okay." Hello, pretty. Hello, beautiful. And she's showing her teeth,
Aw.
smiling. Hello.
That's
She's like,
beautiful.
"Say hello to me." I said, "Okay."
I love it. I love that you can see that, and that you're very self-aware. Thank you for confirming that for me. Thank you, Alexyss. You're so gifted in that arena as
You got a
well.
couple of guys there.
Say that
You
again.
got like a couple that are low to the ground. You got a couple of guys that with her. You got a couple of guys. Some of them are low to the ground. They're shadow people. They don't look like humans that are here. Whoa, these are beings I've never seen before. And then you got some light beings that are standing up. Let me see them. And one of them is one of your feminine ancestors. So I don't know if both of your grandmothers are on this side or one is on the other side.
One is
Because one of them is saying, both of them are over here.
just one is on the other side. One, yeah, one grandmother.
Yeah, the one that she keeps saying, I'm grandma. I'm like, okay, well, I just want to make sure she's saying that. And it's some shadow. Now, that is really weird. Now, I don't know what type of work, I won't get into it here. 'Cause I don't know if you're okay with that, but you got the shadow people there. Now, I don't know if you've seen any of my celebrity readings. Girls, they come up in my readings and they come around, they talk. Those are some of the most powerful beings I've seen.
They are.
The shadow people. They're like walkers. So I hope you're doing magic around them. If you're not, because they're not. The way they're looking at me and talking, they're not there to harm you. They're not there to haunt you.
Yes.
They're not ETs either or poltergeists. It's two of them that are okay. They look like they're in the graveyard. So I don't know how many of your relatives that you know or any males that left their physical body, but you've got, and it feels like swamp. I'll say the word swamp where they're at because it feels swampy. The graveyard feels like it's in water or floating.
Wow.
Water in the dirt.
Yeah.
That's what they're showing me. They saying swamp, trying to bag you. I don't know.
Oh, wow.
But they're giving you a swampy vibe because that's what they're saying. They're showing me the water or ground, that area in the ground where the graveyard is.
Okay.
Well,
Well,
circulating around this city, this state. I can literally feel and smell this wetness where these people are buried, and they're like above. They're above the ground. What does that mean? Anything to you?
It does not, but it is a familiar. It could be familiar. Remember, I have many ancestors. Not many are here in the States, but that is quite common from where I come from, which is similar to New Orleans, but in the Caribbean, a lot of our graves are above ground, and people are buried a little higher up. They can't be buried underneath. Yes, absolutely.
That's what I mean. They're on top. Okay.
I love that.
When you said didn't mean anything, I'm like, because
you're right.
They're saying they're above the ground.
Absolutely. I love this. I love how receptive
so
you
do
are.
know what I'm talking about.
Thank you.
That's some of them. And there, for some reason, I don't know what's going on, so please check it.
Okay.
Because they are up here right now. Where you are, they're there. So that means something going on for them to be that near you right now.
Okay.
To get out of their graves that they told me were already on top of the ground. And is there water surrounding this place, this town, this city, this state? Is there water around it? Very near this place where they're at?
Well, yes, it would be in Martinique. It's a very small island, and it's all surrounded by water. It's encased by water. Yes.
But why do you
I didn't. Well, I'm thinking.
This water,
Well, I'm thinking of like, when you said swampy, it was confusing because with Martinique we have more of the ocean around, more so the ocean, not so much swamps. So it would be more of that.
The dirt smelled like it felt swampy because the dirt felt wet. They kept showing me all this moisture in it, and then they showed me around the border of it was water, like going around it. So I said swampy because it felt wet, like the swampiness, and that's what I'm saying. So none of your people are in Louisiana or anywhere like that for them to say swamp.
Not in Louisiana, no. They're all.
None of them are buried in a place like.
Well, it could be. Well, it could be Virginia. It's not necessarily New Orleans. I have an aunt who's my great aunt who was buried above the ground in Virginia. That's my grandmother's sister. So.
Because I've never been there. I don't know what it's like.
Yeah.
Is there water nearby?
Yes. Well, there was a flooding. Probably a lot. Yeah.
Women from flooding?
Say it again?
Flooding? You said something about flooding?
The flooding, sometimes it gets flooded. It's like a man-made graveyard, and it's the only place I think that you would, I just thought about it.
Yeah, because they're where you are. They done got up, and so it makes sense now, because I'm like, she's saying, no, they said, no, it is. And then you think, oh, I know what you're talking about, so thank you for confirming my crazy island, and then Virginia. They're there. Have you checked on all your relatives that are on this side?
My mother's
alive in the body. Are they okay?
My mother's very sick in the hospital right now. She's very, very sick.
Why you didn't tell me?
I didn't
look at her.
I
guess you don't want me to.
Well, no, I do. Can you look? I would love. Listen, I would be open to that. My mother is very sick. She just got sick before I had a conference, and she's been in the hospital. She had surgery yesterday, so she's had a hard time.
What they said, she okay now since she got the surgery?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, good. Because she got the visitor there, and they're all around you. That's I'm like, wait a minute, what's going on right now? Because whenever I see them do that, I don't know, either something's going on with you or somebody wants to do something to you. And after what you just said, please watch your back, because they are circling you right now where you are in your house. They're right there by you, which tells me either somebody wants to do something to you, somebody's thinking about it. So watch yourself and your surroundings and your children. And then now we know the mother's sick, so they're here because of that.
Okay.
And they're in the room with her. That the snake stood up first and she started talking to me. And then she told me to look down, and I said, oh, okay, graveyard. They done got up, had a graveyard above the ground with the water, and they up to here. So I knew something was going on.
So you think that being we're talking about, see, this is where it goes into the brotherhood and the occult. There's an occultist who's likely doing spells right now. It's him.
Oh, God, girl, chills just went through the back of my body when you said that. But see, I don't want to get all, you know what I'm saying? Because, people be listening to shit. So, you keep talking about it. I ain't going to say everything. Oh, now that I done picked that up, see, that's why that grave popped up, because see, most of the, those Masonic and Eastern stars are in those graves, and the kind of folks you got, they see over there.
That's right.
And they know I speak. See, that's why they told you they want to fuck with me. See, that's why they asked you to be getting on the phone at the last minute, because they do this shit they doing now.
Oh, Lord. I feel.
He didn't need me for this stuff.
So I guess we're checking. Are we checking this individual?
That was them.
Yeah, I guess so. Absolutely. It makes sense that they would show it.
Yeah, I do. I do want to, but I don't want to, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to say it out in public. If you send it,
you can say it. You can say it if you want. I'm okay with it. We are in a very private chat. I don't have this on everything.
Okay, yeah. I don't want everybody to know what I say about that person, since you told me that person get down like that. Because for them to show up in your house, like I just told them, it's a male. So please look at both of those grave sites and see which males. It's females too. It's a couple females, but the males are very strong and they're ready to fight. Which tells me they know something is wrong and somebody's thinking about doing something wrong to you. Because I don't see all of them over with your mother. They're around you. That's why I'm warning you.
Okay.
To please do your protection and watch your surroundings. Because you're right when you say the person's very angry.
Yes.
And wanting to hurt you.
Yes.
This is war now.
Yes.
And when they pop, I'm glad they're popping up immediately around you, ready for action, because they already heard it before. As soon as the thought went out that they were plotting, the spirit said, oh no, let's go over there.
Good.
So we see that somebody plotting to do something.
Good. I support their
And make it big.
Yes. My nega is representing and protective. Thank you for that. Thank you.
Yeah, but that's your protection also to reverse anything set up against you, because that's your enemy now. You've actually created an enemy just because you said no.
Wow. Isn't that amazing? And this is where we're talking about the brotherhood. Saying no now means that you are now enemy, and if they can't have you, they want to snuff out your light. It's amazing.
So nobody can. Bitch, you don't need to go no further with your life and go nowhere if it ain't gonna be with me, bitch.
Wow.
Yeah, I got that bitch. I paid her motherfucking ass back. She won't be with nobody else. She won't do that to nobody else, not to me. That's how they think.
Wow.
Because I had it done to me.
Wow. Well.
And go laugh about it. Tell them what they did.
Wow. So obviously this will be the fact that it's out in the open, because remember, brotherhood and a lot of the Masons like to keep things secretive, and part of their power is being in the shadows. So the fact that this discussion being outward.
I just need to see a picture of them.
What?
I want to see a picture, because I don't know if they look. If I can see a picture, I can tell you even more.
I'll send you a picture.
And I look at their picture, I don't know who you're talking about.
I'll show you their picture. Yeah, we'll have a picture, because again, they're very upset because they've lost, their power, and also they lost access to my platform, which was something that gave them power. So I'm sure.
Good, and you know what? It's probably why they were trying to get close to you for that and to have sex with you to take it, because a lot of these men will have sex with you and do reverse rituals on you to take your power away from you to make money, and then they'll start making it and thriving as long as they have it. Yes, that's what they do.
Yes, they do. Absolutely.
Taking it out of you, designing.
Yeah,
that's what they want to do, dominate and control you.
Absolutely, but he was thwarted, and I saw.
They teach them to do that.
Yeah, well, remember, he's coming against a divine, and I do have a posse prepared and willing and able. So just for the fact of the matter, when you do something like that, there will be repercussions, especially when it's not called for.
Oh, to them it is. They taught to do that, to get close up to do that. And if they can't, you got to go down. That kid, they will. I know, because I almost died in the past 5 years from being pulling from one of the same kind of niggas that you talk about.
See?
While the other niggas sat back and laughed about it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Setting out daggers, trying to see where there's weaknesses so that they could try to. And, I also think part of my mother being sick could be that person who did that when I rejected them as soon as my mother got sick.
But see, that's what I'm trying to say to you. I just didn't want to say it on here. Just see, is anybody doing any protection for her?
Absolutely.
Healing for her?
Absolutely. Yes. Absolutely.
Cool. I'm just not feeling. I know how you feel, because I've had to deal with this all my life. From women and men. And that's exactly what he's plotting and already doing against you, just in a rage. Turn from your friend to be your vicious enemy. You want to see you down.
Isn't that crazy?
You're absolutely right.
Yeah. That person can never be. Yeah, the person can never be your friend if they're plotting so dastardly against you. They were never your friend. They were utilizing you, and that's part of the reveal. Finding out that someone who says they were your friend.
But you're not willing to give. You're not willing to give him what he wants. So you don't want to just be your friend and look at all that and see you with somebody else. You don't want to do that.
Well, there will be a
You
consequence.
can't be your friend.
Wow. If they, like I said, if they continuously don't let things be, like I said, there will be a consequence to them. I'm ponied up and I am quite able and willing to take care of anything necessary to protect me and mine.
Baby, you're going to have to fucking with these motherfuckers here. Because if they can set that emotion on you and then sit back and secretly, I know because I've dealt with people that do it.
Mm-hmm.
They'll sit back and secretly watch to see if what they've done to you takes effect and get secret pleasure, get a hard dick for watching you catch hell. Knowing that they set an emotion and that type of revenge, baby, when a man you don't want, oh baby, that's gonna last for the rest of his motherfucking life because that ego is fucked up.
Wow. Wow.
The ego.
So what is your call?
Pay for it.
So what do you call for men like that? What can the divine do against men who do things like that? What is the future of a man who does something like that?
Well, if it's the right woman that you call your ancestors in and you have to reverse the spell they send in, the future for them is destruction. You know that.
Yeah, that's right.
It's destruction. And they don't fall doing some shit like that.
You know, the same sword they garnish.
You know that.
Yeah, absolutely. The same sword that you garnish is the same sword you fall upon.
You have to. You have to. We can't win doing that to somebody that's innocent that know how to fight back. You're gonna have to fight him back. You can't let him get away with that shit because he's gonna destroy you if you do. He's gonna destroy everything in your life. And without you here, the children and everything they have will fall. And this is the place where that person's at now.
Wow.
You gotta go down. If you let them do it to you, if you let it.
I'm like I said, I am a mama warrior and a mama bear. I'm built to last. So let any enemy that garnishes such an evil and unjust towards me, let it be upon them and all that they love and they desire.
You better.
We must talk.
Because if not,
Well, we shall.
I don't like that shit.
Wow, it's interesting.
Because I almost didn't make it.
I will.
Yeah, he did that serious. I said, I don't know.
Absolutely.
You have to be willing to stay up all night if that's what I'm telling you. You need to get you some graveyard there too, since I see your folks is celebrating stuff on it. Done got up. I said, goddamn. That snake is so cute. It just grinning. Girl, she's so pretty. She's just grinning.
I see my snake is unfazed, so that's a testament. That's how that my snake is unfazed, so that's a testament to how I react to such.
Girl, no, she's laughing. She understand what I'm saying. I'm like, girl, fuck that shit. When I said, girl, you gotta be willing to stay up all night on these motherfuckers get that graveyard there. She just started dreaming. Girl, you know, that's how I feel. If I got to say, I'm sleeping. I'm like them on, 300. When they came against the army and Xerxes, the homosexual one had the army and they had all the power and all the money and military behind them, and that smaller army wasn't scared of them. And they said, well, we're gonna throw so many arrows at you. It's gonna be so many of us that we will blot out the sun. And that warrior said, well, that's okay, then we'll fight in the shade.
Woo!
You got to be willing to sleep all day so you can be up all night if that's what it takes.
I am ready, willing, and able, Sea Star, and I have a pony up of other powerful empresses along in alignment. That being only survives in the darkness. Once someone is...
the perfect time.
Huh?
This is the perfect time to do it. We're still in that similar eclipse moon energy, honey.
Absolutely. I appreciate, I guess the intel tonight was for you to disclose this on the 31st. This is more relative than I ever thought.
I'm glad you see it because I was thinking as you were talking, I'm like, she don't need me. This is, and she knows how to hold this topic right here on her own. I don't know what we said. Then the text rolls up. That's when she rolls up and said, say hi to me.
Aw.
Say hello to me. And I said, why? I said, I want you to say hi to me. And proud to me. I said, okay. And that's when it started.
I love it. Well, hopefully you see a win at the end of this prevailing of a empress that takes.
Because you're stronger. The female is always stronger.
Absolutely.
So you'll be fine. You know, if you got the backup and you know what it is and you know who it is. Because you're right. It definitely is a man that he wants to take you out. But you can't defeat a woman. Girl, it trips me out when I see these men talking about all this constant stuff and I pick up this and I'm going to dissect this movie for y'all, but girl, you know they never have us women inside of that dissection because they know the most divine vessel to see everything. The oracle is a woman.
Absolutely. And I
It's
saw that being doing all kinds. Yeah.
We can stupid.
Absolutely. But to my knowledge, yeah, he was doing rituals and stuff to try to enamor me initially. So yes, he was attempting to try to do, even when we were friends. And when that reveal came is when he got desperate and came at me more overtly. And then when he did, I overtly rejected him.
See, your higher self and those spirits on you don't like them. See, that's another thing that I learned. Now I'm really embracing myself, embracing my father, and all those spirits are coming in. When I meet a man, or anybody basically, and if no matter how much I want to be with him or fuck him or whatever, girl, is my daddy and those other spirits around me that give me these abilities say,
that's right.
You can't sleep with that person.
That's right.
You can't let that person put their sperm in your body. It's going to make us uncomfortable and it's going to cause us a problem. I'm going to pass on that relationship.
Absolutely.
Because I realized that when this body dies, I got to go back over there and look at them ancestors.
Woo! Yes, you are accountable. That's
so
right.
My relationship with them is going to be longer than what some nigga over here that ain't trying to help me reach nirvana and salvation. You're doing something for your ass. And when you die, you ain't taking me with you and you ain't need no divine knowledge because you stupid as a motherfucker. So why am I going to lay with you and let you play in my ass? And then my ancestors already told me to leave you the fuck alone and you're going to wound me and pull me further away from them because you ejaculating waste in my ass. I'm not going to do that because I know I'm going to have to be punished for that.
Accountability.
Disobeying them and disrespecting them. My
Accountability.
temple is first to me. God, all the hell I done caught is first for my ancestors.
That's right. Absolutely. It's a gift to be in this vessel. That's right. This
Everything
is a gift.
else is second.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, you know what, Alexyss? You got me fired up. I love when you come on. Woo! Fire in the yard. Fire in the yard.
I don't like that shit.
Yeah.
They say you got to fight tonight. They already talking about that graveyard dirt, so I don't know how you gonna get on from down there.
Gotta do what I gotta
You
do.
need to get somebody to sing you something from them two places. And get you something from what I see. One of them places that soil is so rich and pretty.
Yes, yes.
And if you could get some from both places, get it and keep you some extra on hand.
Okay.
Because it's some formulas, some blends they want you to make for protection to make a bag out of, as well as sprinkles around on the outside, like for protection on the outside.
That's right. That's right, my Creole queen. We come from similar cloths, as I see with our serpent.
Some folks down there. Baby, I got some folks down there, girl. I got to find
You got your Creole. You got that Creole connection here, love. That is the reason why you got that serpent all over you.
I got to chill.
We are
I got to chill when you see it there.
Yeah, we're good. But I'm gonna go to
I got to find out that I'm.
Oh, say what you're saying, love.
Don't get it from the store. Don't get it from the store.
Okay.
I don't trust that. Go
Okay.
get you some real dirt. Some real fresh dirt. You just get you a little spoon. You know, something small. We don't know. We out there putting around on the grave. Some of them just in the grave. Get you some like that. Make sure, especially if you find a fresh grave where they got all that dirt up there kind of, Get you some fresh and keep your big jaw up it. That way you know it's real.
I appreciate C-Star.
And you can,
I appreciate that all that you
can cut
intel.
it the way you want to.
I will take all advice from that who is more seasoned and has been through the fire and back. And lives to tell about it.
Yes, because I almost lost my life.
I understand. And
I'm so grateful to be here now, seeing that what I came out becoming now is much more worse and more vicious than what I was. Because I was nice, always nice.
Yeah.
Never said no and got kicked and stomped and stay out.
Wow.
And now I'm not that person. I mean, I know who to be kind to, just like I'm sharing with you. I don't want anything.
Yes.
But now I have set boundaries to know which male and female to let close, because every female don't need to be needy, girl.
That's true. That's true. Absolutely. And you're actually teaching me a little bit about that, because I'm more in the sisterhood. So because I had a mother who was so well with other females, it sat so well with me to sit in a beautiful sisterhood with some of the most profound women. But at the same point, I'm grateful for you to share that I should be just as cautious with those sisters as I am with the males. Thank you.
Because some of them will tear you up. Some of them will laugh in your face and do magic against you too.
Well, that's what...
They'll admire you, but at the same time, girl, like, remember what Oprah said? Some people you can't get in your life, baby, because they want your life.
Woo, I've seen
and
it.
And they'll destroy you because they want your life.
I've seen it. I've seen it.
Well, keep the motherfucking in.
Well, got to keep them blocked.
So they can't see you, and they can't have the essence of you.
Well, they need to be rebuked, blocked.
And you just might have been luckier than me. If I want something else, you might have been luckier than me when you don't have those. You ain't run into them, but I was born out of one.
Yes.
And I've met them throughout my life. So I've learned now when I see one, I'm like, the bitch can't come over here. No. Put that bitch out. No, she can't come over no more. I instantly get it now.
I get it.
No.
You see them for who they are initially, so that you don't have to go through the struggle of trying to decipher or remove them from your already established life. I get it. I understand that.
Because I know you coming to stab me.
Wow.
I can see it right off, and I see it like, no, this person's going to end up hurting you.
Well, the females that are diabolical in that way, that are kind of like the same mimickers of the patriarchy, they usually have a harsher fate than some of the males, because of they're supposed to be in alignment with the sisters. They're supposed to be part of a sisterhood and supposed to bond with the other women. If they're automatically out the gate demonish as that, there's a harsher consequence for that to come against their own. So womb against womb, that is more of a crime.
You know what? Girl, some of them are like this. I know that I'm going to hell. I know I'm going to have to deal with some fucked up shit later on in life. But you know what? I don't like Alexyss, and I'm jealous of her so much.
Aww.
I'd rather fuck this bitch up if I can, and I'll just deal with the consequences later.
That is
I've seen women do stuff like that.
Sick. That's sick. That's a sociopath.
That's how Nick thought too.
Yeah, that's a sociopath right there. That's a sociopath. If you see a beautiful woman, but if you see a beautiful woman, well, like I said, if you see something beautiful, why not admire it or even mimic it if that's something that you desire? Why not? There's many things. Like sometimes, yeah.
But they can't take your energy and feed you. They know everybody ain't finna fuck with somebody that's emulating the original that's still breathing.
Oh.
They don't be drawn to the one. Girl, people know. That's one thing that I've learned about so-called black people. Even though white people run this world and control this world, one thing you really can't fool black people. You can't. You get up there and you regurgitate on this and on that. And I've seen females try to imitate me and repeat stuff and talk like me and shit and act like me.
They're not you.
When they see me, they be like,
they're not you.
You know what? There's another bitch that was trying to talk just like you.
Yeah, well, it's single brown female.
Naturally got that shit coming out of you.
Of course. It's single. Remember that movie, Single White Female, Single Brown Female? When they see you and they try to talk like you and be like you, nobody likes a knockoff. Everybody loves the original. I agree.
Not the person that wants your life. I
Wow.
want that attention.
Well,
They don't love you. They'll be close to you to find out a weakness or a way to get in because now they feel with you gone, they can shine. Unfortunately, there are a lot of black women that feel that way too.
wow. I'm sorry that that's the case, and I'm sorry for what will happen to them when they have to live by the sword that they've chosen to garnish. Again, they may try to shake and shimmer off that karma, but at the end of the day, we all are accountable for our actions, whether thoughts or speech or action. So if they're about that life, then they will go down with that life.
Yeah.
Well, I know we've gone on such a dark path, but let's take some of our callers. Let's lighten up the mood a little bit, Alexyss. Spicy. Bring back some love and joy into this conversation. We can. One thing that I've learned in this journey is that I can take any sour fruit and make it into a masterful concoction, whether it be for cleaning, whether it be for cooking. I can take anything and alkalize and take alchemy, basic alchemy, and change the composition of it. Anything that anyone tries or attempts to do to you, it's just like in a video game. If you are in that level, if something's coming at you, you will always have what you need at the time you need it. So if someone is attempting to do harm to you, if you are under the guise of a Nazi, you have all necessary to be able to deal with that level of adversity. So you can take, what does it take? You can take sour, something just basic as lemon, and make lemonade if you add a little sugar to it, a little water and a little sugar. So that's what we're going to do tonight. We're going to take some of this alchemy, utilize our alchemy together with both of our serpentine energy, and we're going to talk to the family. Are you down to talk to have some questions, Alexyss?
Yeah, I can answer too because I'm gonna do a live celebrity reading tonight.
Ah, yes.
Yeah,
I love it. Okay, so we'll take a few questions now. I'm going to go to our first caller. I'll go to 206-0257. You're on the line with Alexyss, Kay, and Flabroon. Peace, family.
Hey, it's Catalina.
Hi, Catalina. How are you?
Hey, Carolina.
Good. I'm so glad I got on this call. I was like, I just hope she picked my call up first. I'm so glad.
Wonderful.
Cool.
What's going on?
So I'm gonna try to make it as short as possible.
That's fine.
I remember. Well, first I wanted to say hi. She's a guest today. Alexyss, hi. How are you?
Hey.
Good. My sister spoke to you a long time ago on Clever. It was, I think, the last time you were on there, and she was telling me that you spoke to my mom who had, she passed away, and you were telling my sister that my mom had to live up beside her two males in our family, and one of them was already lit up because one of them was gonna go, and then the other one, if they didn't get their act together, they would be next. Make a long story short, my brother did end up passing away, and I had another brother. Yeah, so yeah, he ended up passing away earlier this year, and I have another brother who he is starting to get his life together. So hopefully, his life won't, it would be in a more positive light. Let me just say that, and so. Just having that happen and seeing that what you tell my sister was something that ended up, kind of foretelling what it holds. I just wonder with the new energies coming in, because I'm showing a major shift in my life. I'm letting go of past loves and, all this transition in the world and things going on with the system and stuff like that. I just wanted to know if you were able to tell me anything about what could go on for me as far as partnerships, friendships, even financial, travel, anything like that. I didn't really have a question prepared, but that was kind of my backstory on why I wanted to contact you.
I don't plan on doing a reading tonight, but I briefly will say that at this point, your mother is on you talking. We actually, and there's a dog. I don't know who had a dog, and you know somebody has a dog or had one at some point, or is your mother over here on this side of her body still?
What do you mean, like her spirit's here?
No, is she alive in her body, or is she on the other side?
Oh, she's on the other side. She passed away 10 years ago.
She's talking. It's just her body dead. That's all. She's talking to you. She's trying to talk to you. But two, a dog is coming up. So I'm like, do you know who has a dog, or had one that you know, or in the family, a dog?
My older sister has a dog, but me and the sister I live with here, we have a cat. And those are the only two pets that I know of.
There was one about a dog, but was there somebody that had one that died or that was given away? Because the dog was I see the dog with the mother.
Oh, I had a dog when I was little, very, very little, that died like very quick. When I was like 5 or 6.
Do you remember what it looked like? And you were close to it?
Well, I didn't have it that long. I had it for a couple weeks, but it was dark brown. It was a puppy still.
It's the brown. That's the one. But was there any other one besides the one? Because I'm seeing another one that looks bigger.
Oh, I don't know that dog.
There's
another. My brother had a dog. The one that passed away, he had a dog, and it was brown, and it was a full-grown sized dog.
Oh.
Do you know where it was named?
It was named. I think it's in Virginia because it was when I was younger, and his name was. I think they called it Sweet Pea.
Oh.
Oh. I wonder if Sweet Pea he's still around because I see him with the mom.
Wow.
Oh.
You don't know?
Yeah, he don't. No, it was a long. It was like 20 plus years
He's
ago.
over there. He's over there because he's standing there. You know, was he just brown all over? Did he have any other? Did the stomach look the same color at the top?
I don't really remember. I didn't really. It was when I was very, very little, but I did know it was brown. But I think I heard it was 2 different colors. I believe.
But he, with the mama standing with Sweet Pea.
I love it.
She's worried about. It looks like I will say that you haven't done your uncrossing baths and uncrossing rituals because you had people. I don't know if you know it and been around you in relationships, but they didn't mean you any good, and they didn't wish you good. Got a drama and conflict with these people, and some people actually wishing bad things to you, negative thoughts to you. You've got to do a cleanse, ASAP, spiritual cleanse. Cleanse your house. Get rid of everything that's old that you're not using, old clothes, old shoes, old furniture, curtains. It doesn't matter, whatever it is. They want you to do a total overhaul, especially if you're moving. That's good. If not, you're ready to move. They want you to act as if you are, to get rid of everything that you no longer need. And if it's anybody's stuff in your house, anything that you're holding on to in previous situations where it's something there, they said, all of this, there needs to be a flush. And the outside of your house, it needs to be, you need to put protection down. Spiritual cleaning from the outside of the house, the porch, around the house, the windows. Are you happy where you live?
Not really, no.
I don't blame you because the energy, I'm seeing somebody outside, somebody lurking outside. So that's why they want the spiritual protection there and get everything that's negative where people wish you ill will. That's what the spiritual cleansing is for. And if it's somebody you're not dealing with that you don't want to deal with anymore because of negative, don't let people come back. Because you have had people in your life that don't wish you well. That's what the mother's saying. She's very concerned. She keeps saying direction and the circumstance and where you are, where you live. That doesn't have to change. When you're ready, it's going to change. But meanwhile, she said, you got to focus more on your spiritual growth and care of and loving and respecting you and setting up your ancestor altar. She's like, tell her she don't talk to me. So I don't know. Only you know that if you got your spiritual altar on and you're talking to them and honoring them, and she's saying is something that she would like to eat, and she would like to bring him on altar, and she said you haven't given it to her.
Yeah, I would believe that. I do have an altar up of her, and I've been really busy, and I haven't really been doing the best that I should, and there are some favorite things she likes to eat that I haven't been putting on there, so I need to do it.
Yes, because it blocks your blessings, and she's worried. She keeps talking about a man. So I don't know if you know what she's talking about, and some drama. She's worried about your safety.
A man and some drama. Okay.
Yeah, and safety outside your house. For some reason, I keep seeing somebody. I don't know if it's somebody previous or somebody that is thinking things towards you that are not on the up and up and balanced. But your mother is a little bit scared. And I guess that's why the dog will stand up like that and look, because they deal with security and hearing things humans don't hear or can't hear.
I can see that. Well, I'm going to definitely check all those.
And the ancestors, you got to be careful. And the ancestors have got to be the priority, and you got to screen people and don't, if it's somebody you cut off, please don't let them come back. Because she's saying something about the safety and outside of your house. I don't know why she keeps saying that. People out of the house.
I'm just repeating what you're saying, so I'm trying to think. Because I don't live in the best neighborhood, so I don't know if it's someone in particular. So I'm just trying to pinpoint who she could be talking about. And then also, man, I'm trying to...
Okay, so you have all your relationships have been good then. You think she's like everybody that you're associating with or have associated
Well,
with?
right now I don't really have friends, not in a way like I can't make them, but I did go through a lot of things with people. I had a lot of bad friendships that I cut off and got them away, and I just don't really involve myself with a lot of people by choice, but right, and I'm okay with that. So I don't really have too many people I'm really close with. I don't really have company in my house. I don't do things like that.
No, that's not what she's saying. I see somebody outside.
So, is it a friend, a past friend, or
I'm kind of wondering because they know you, but I don't see you threatening. No, I didn't say that. I don't think you coming in and out. Do you know if it's people they're outside of your house and they walk up and down the street? I don't know if there's a bus, if there's a park, do people walk up and down outside where you live, or no traffic outside? No foot traffic at all? No, there's no parking lot, there's not a lot.
Well, where I live, it's right by a main road, and then across the street is a shopping center.
Because that's what I'm seeing. There's traffic outside there, and some of it ain't got a lot of it ain't got nothing to do with you. But I don't know. Okay, has there been any crime or anything in that area? Because that's what the mother is concerned about.
Yeah, it's honestly not the best area to live in. It used to not be like this, but we've had a lot of gangs and things move up from, because I live in Washington State, and a lot of gangs and things moved up from California in this neighborhood, so this neighborhood isn't... That would describe the men.
That's the men she's talking about when she sees the shadow lurking. So they must be doing that to somebody nearby you.
Say that one more time.
They're doing stuff like that to people nearby. Those are the men. She kept talking about the shadow men, hiding and lurking and doing sneaky stuff and robbing and hurting people in the shadow.
60 seconds.
Oh, okay.
So I saw something across the street. It's like over like another building. Like, okay, what is the park? What's that over there? And you thought there's some malls, but I saw some trees. There was space and something in between. But then I'm seeing these other men in the shadows lurking around people's houses near you that are like robbing, that are plotting to hurt people and to rob. That's what she keeps saying. And the dog is on high alert looking at you. looking in your direction, so I know something's off when dogs do. The way it's standing, it's like a dog just laying down, and all of a sudden it hears somebody close the door or somebody walk by that the humans can't hear, and the dog stands up in full attention. It's what the dog is doing while you're standing beside your
10 seconds.
Oh, okay. So just, yeah, okay. So do you think it would be best to just move?
when you're ready, but that's why keep clutter and get all the trash out of the house that is negative energy as far as clothes, shoes, anything of any people you used to associate with them. She said, don't let them come back. Don't bring no negative energy into your life. You have to do psychic protection, psychic self-defense on the inside of the house and the outside of the house. And watch your surroundings and start talking to your neighbors. You got to talk to somebody, baby. I know you don't want to, but you need to talk to people in the neighborhood. You need to know what's going on. You need to know if there's a neighborhood watch or store one. You need to talk to the police to get the stats of the gang activity and the percentage of crime increase. You need to know those things before you move.
Okay.
You have somebody watching how you got to trust somebody and have somebody that watch you and you watch them. They have your back, because I'm telling you some creepy stuff that's going on over there. And you just confirmed it, because the mama said something's getting ready to go down over there right now. So you don't want it to be you.
Yeah. Okay. I'll definitely start looking to it and start taking that advice for sure. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you at home, don't be sitting there. If you're used to doing that, don't sit home with your door open or the screen door open. You walk away from the door or sit out at a certain time. Please keep your doors locked. If you need to change your lock, if deadbolt or something, do that. Make sure your windows, everything got locked on it so you're not there. And nobody come in there, nobody surprise you when you get home or come in on your while you're home. That's just the vibe that's what I'm getting. It's going to get worse, so something's go down over there.
Okay.
And I don't want
All right.
to do. She don't want it to be you.
No. I don't want it to be me either, so I'm going to
Exactly.
do what I got to
See,
do.
you got to honor them, baby. See, your mom, give her what she wants.
Okay.
Well,
I will.
thank you,
I'll
love.
definitely
Aw.
do that. All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
You're
Take
welcome.
peace. Okay. Is it okay if we take another caller, Alexyss?
Yeah, they have a question. Yeah, but I'm not going to do no heavy reading. I'm
No.
going to go to my Facebook with you.
Okay. I'll take two more callers and that's it. We'll do, I'm going to take the next caller, which is, the caller is 412, I'm sorry. Was this the right number? 713-4400. You're on the line with Fleur Brune and Alexyss. Peace, family.
They pick me
713-4400. Hey, peace. Who's this?
This is Yasha.
Yasha. Peace, C-Star.
Yes, how are you doing? I love you.
I love you too.
And I love Alexyss too.
Peace. What's going
Yeah, I
on?
really don't have any questions. I just wanted to encourage you, Flora.
Yes.
That's right.
And you have really been instrumental in my evolution. You've taken me to another level with the information you shared.
I appreciate it.
I've emailed you several times.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And I want to try to get you to remember the first time that I reached out to you
Yes.
was when I went to Usha Village to visit Dr. Sabi.
Oh my God.
And you sent me the contract, and I took that with me.
Oh my gosh, I do. I remember that.
That's been several years ago.
I remember that. When we first got the
Exactly.
contract. Oh my
And
gosh.
Exactly, and I shared that contract with several people. It was very powerful, and I'm going to do it tomorrow on your behalf.
Oh,
I'm
thank
gonna
you.
make sure we bind everything that anybody brings against you, and you will be just fine. And so will your family and your mother, your children. You have nothing to worry about. We got you.
I appreciate that.
That's
Thank you,
right.
C-Star. I appreciate your support. Thank you so much.
Yes, and Alexis, and you all, and as a matter of fact, Alexis, while I was in USHA, we couldn't have electronic devices, no TV, no radio, but I did have my phone, and I listened to Alexis several of her.
I love it.
While I was in
I
USHA.
love it. I love it. Alexis
And
is,
it's funny because the three of us are together tonight
Oh.
in power.
oh my gosh. Yes, 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 yes. I love it. I love it.
And for I had to create my channel tonight just so I could comment and be a part of the conversation. And I called in several times and never get picked up. And something told me tonight, you know. And I even let my daughter listen in on some of the conversations
Good.
that you all were having about relationships.
Yes.
It confirmed a lot of things for us. So thank you a lot, Sister Queen.
I appreciate. Thank you, love. I appreciate.
And to everyone listening tonight, I would like to say this, and before I emailed you about this, there were times that I had listened to your show,
Yes.
and later on that night get attacked. You and I told you about this before.
Yeah, you
And
did,
we
Alexis.
were all having a dream about the bald-headed man.
Yes.
And I live way in the South. Had no connection to a lot of things that were being discussed, but I saw that man in my dreams.
He
So I
came.
want people to know that power is real,
Yes.
and you need to protect yourself.
Absolutely.
But you know what, I'm glad you said that, 'cause when I was on her show a long time ago, that happened to me. I got attacked the exact same night.
Yeah.
It's the exact same night.
It's a
So
shame.
that's why I wanted to feel the urgency that we need to be in agreement, not just praying for Ford and Alexis, but for everyone on this
That's right.
broadcast and
Absolutely.
on the internet. All your C-stars, we need to be in agreement, and let's protect one another. Because the
Absolutely.
war is on the other dimension. We already saw it. It's not even here.
It
It's
is.
on the other side.
It is. It's already began.
Yeah.
I agree. And it's been rich.
I saw it.
I felt it this morning. Absolutely. See, you saw it. And it's what I felt. Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. But we're gonna be okay. We're being prepped. So this is how we grow.
That's
we have
right.
To be challenged. And
That's right.
We're ready for it, and
We
we're
are.
in agreement.
We
So
prepare.
I just wanted to give you ladies some love, and I love you all, and keep up the good work.
I love you. Thank you, C-Star. I so appreciate it. And I will check. One day I'll check. I'll get to all my emails. I apologize. That's beautiful. Thank you, love. It's so beautiful. Oh, wait. Where'd she go? I'm sorry. Where'd you go, love? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to I cut her off prematurely. Hold on. Hey, love. I'm sorry. Say what you were saying. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead, love. Yasha?
Well, okay. Yes, you have responded to several of my emails. This has been going on for years.
Oh, okay.
But
Okay.
I see you in my dreams, so I always figure that we communicate that way as well.
Good.
So
Usually.
that's why I just let it go, because everything is always confirmed in the spirit. And Mom's going to be okay. She is okay. And so are your girls. Don't even worry.
Absolutely. I accept that.
But
And I honor
you have
that.
to fight. The fight is real.
It
do
is.
Do not take it for granted. It is real, you all.
We
So
realize
everybody
that.
should have some type of spiritual warfare. Whatever it is that you do, you need to make sure it's activated and you stay cloaked, and you need to cloak your family.
Yes. Pony up. It's time to pony up. We're at war.
With love and pussy power love.
That yoni power. That yoni power. Yes.
It can raise the dead. So
I know that.
activate it.
I know that's right.
We're being called to activate it. Okay?
I'm okay with that.
Yeah. And for our children and everybody's child, whether they accept it or not,
All our
we
babies.
have to have the wisdom to see the people that need our protection and send it out there.
Absolutely. I feel a wealth of protection and love. And we do our cipher protection, but we will do another one, especially with this lunar eclipse. The line has been
and
drawn
I'm
in
not
the
on
sand.
Cypher.
Oh, you're not?
I even had to
You're not on.
I'm not on Cypher. I even created a Facebook account just so I could be on your Andromedan star,
Yes.
just so I could reach out to you any kind of way. But once I started seeing you in my dreams, I said, well, I guess
Wait.
I don't need all that.
Absolutely. Most people connect with me.
I send it to wherever you are.
Absolutely. Most people connect with me in the ether. So once you have contact with me in the ether, that's that's the highest form of me. So I appreciate that. And it's a testament. Thank you. Thank you again, C-Star. Stay
But
like.
guess what? I'll see you there tonight. And let's get it on. All right.
I'll be there dropping it like it's
Let's
hot.
go to battle. All right. Good night, ladies.
Okay, peace. Peace.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm not afraid.
I am well equipped and ready to pony up for the battle. We've been preparing for years.
Perfect.
Yes. So I'm going to have Alexyss. Are we going to do a wonderful? I know you're going to do a. Are you ready to do your celebrity pull-in tonight? Reading?
Yeah, I do. I really want to do it.
Yes.
I want to thank everybody that was so kind to me Saturday. So I want to talk briefly, just check in with them, girl.
Yes.
I said I was going to take a long break, and I'm like, no, I don't need to take a long break. Let me just do a brief celebrity reading tonight and just thank everybody for coming to me Saturday.
Aw.
Yeah, so I'm going to check in. I'm almost ready. I'm going to check in with them tonight.
Absolutely.
I love doing the reading.
We enjoy it. A lot of our C stars, knowing that you were coming on the show, were already on it on your channel. So they already went in. They were like, yes, we love her channel. Yes.
I'm so glad they come over there.
They're supportive. They're very supportive. And I will say this, Alexyss, as much as we have C stars that aren't in alignment with us, I will say this, especially when I had the conference on the that I just had on the 14th of July, we have some of the most profound, beautiful, supporting, loving C stars and sun stars, males and females, that are just really divine. They're not perfect. They're not supposed to be, but they come up so balanced. And I will honor that energy because it is very, very prevalent for us to honor the ones that do show up for us, that do represent the divine, the divinity in all of us. And not saying divinity means perfection, because I show up divine sometimes, but I curse people out on Tuesdays and Wednesdays sometimes. So, you know, I have
Divine dog.
yeah, you know, but
That's a part of being divine.
absolutely. So I want to show, and I want to give a shout out to all those who stay in alignment and balance, and who really are upholding themselves in heightened self-awareness and really showing up lovingly. So I want to always give that props to them, because as much as we see the sociopathic narcissistic behavior out in the matrix, we do see a level of that which upholds the light in a real way. So shout out to them.
Yeah. I'm here. I agree.
Oh, okay. So I'm gonna let you do what you do. Are you going to do a reading? Do you have a celebrity in mind, or do you want me to put a celebrity out there?
Okay, well, who are you thinking about?
Okay, let's see. Okay, I have an affinity for one, so this is a little biased, but this is somebody I'd really like to know about. It's B.O.B. Are you familiar with B.O.B.? I want to know if he's a clone.
Lovely. Who is he dealing with now?
He has a girlfriend called, which I'm not too sure is a female totally, but we've been thinking about that. Her name is Tiff. What is it? Lisa. I think her name is Lisa. I think so. He has a girl. She's a brown girl. She looks like a very typical brown girl, but there's something questionable about her because he seems to be really enamored with her. She has a lot of control over him, which is interesting because he says a lot of her in his videos. So I don't know why, but maybe because I have a little bit of a crush on him. So I don't know.
I gotta look him up because I don't know anything about him.
Oh.
I just did one of your comedy. I've been doing follow-up on R. Kelly, girl, and the young lady at the house, Jocelyn Savage.
Yeah.
And I was just told about another girl when he got over there at the house. And so people, girl, you know who I really need to follow up on too? I get the Kanye West.
Oh, let's do Kanye.
A couple of months ago.
Let's do more Kanye then.
Girl,
Because
on Mother's Day. And
woo, mama.
The mama showed up and wanted me to do the reading on Mother's Day. So
Yes.
I did, and she told me he had something to do with her death. And then she said Lucifer came into the reading. and
What?
said that he is going to attack Kanye, yes, because Lucifer said that he's the one who made the oath to him. And he said that he was not pleased with Kanye, and that Kanye is going to continue to have mental problems, and that he's going to attack him through the Black Panther / Jaguar. So I didn't know who the Black Panther Jaguar was until I looked it up and saw that Kanye's father was a Black Panther
Yes.
in college.
Yes. And his mother
That
was a
mother
supporter.
said,
Yes.
I looked. No. Huh?
Oh, no, I said yes. I definitely confirmed that. Yes.
Okay, well, girl, I just found out how come Kanye's father has just been attacked with prostate cancer.
What? Oh, gosh. Oh.
Baby.
Oh. Wow.
Just like he said, he shapeshifted. It scared me. Lucifer came here, and he said that he did that as an oath to climb up the ladder in the music industry. And you see, when the mother died, he went ascended, and he did that. Remember, he did that album, was it High School Dropout?
Yeah.
His mama was alive. The mother explained it to me, and she said then after that, he was known in the industry, came up through the wire. He still wanted to go even higher, so he told me to take an oath. They wanted the mother. He agreed to give up the mother, and then she said after she died, he came up with that next album, which was what? Graduation.
Mm.
After she ascended, he graduated.
Dealing with
And
Jay-Z. Well, does that have to do? Does that have to do with his dealings with Jay-Z? Because I really would love for you to do a reading on Jay-Z. That's who I really would love for you to get on as well.
I know, and you've been asking me about him Beyonce, I won't touch that one.
I know you won't, because yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, but basically, you see how when he attacked Beyonce and Jay-Z, how he went down, a lot of the industry people ain't really fucking with him.
They ain't messing with him.
Since he attacked them publicly when he... And then you see this stuff happening to him, and I think that good music, you see how he came out with Pusha T attacking Drake, and you see Jay Prince stepped in and said, no, this ain't going no further. Shut that down. And it was supposed to be a surgical trauma.
Yeah.
That didn't go the way he wanted it to. So I'm just looking at what Lucifer said to me in the reading on Mother's Day, and what his mother said. The mother said she was not pleased with him, and she said he's going to have to be taught a lesson for allowing her to be slaughtered like that.
Woo. Oh, man. Oh, I hate hearing that. Oh, my gosh. That pisses me off.
I could be wrong.
No. You know, it pisses me off because I know that as soon as, because of that woman he's with as well, that doesn't help. That bloodline of a woman, Kim Kardashian and the witches of Beverly Hills, that bloodline alone is already insipidous. But the fact of the matter is, I so don't want to accept that he sold himself out, but it's so looking that way. It's so looking that way. It's so upsetting.
Thank you.
What?
Thank you. And remember, he where he wanted to be. He wanted to be with that Kardashian.
He did.
They ain't see. He begged to be over there to be with her, and you were willing to sacrifice the womb that brought you into this dimension.
He would have never been with her had his mother been living. See, that's the thing. His mother wouldn't have accepted that.
So that's why her ass ain't here to get in the way. But see, what he don't understand is she's still here getting in the way.
Wow.
His mother really was a shield for him.
She was.
She's more powerful.
Absolutely.
She got more sense.
Absolutely.
She got more balance and more logic. He didn't want to listen to her no more because he was tired of going without and not having the money and the lifestyle that he wanted, trying to follow her principles and listen to her. So they knew that his mother provided the cover and stability. She's from Syria, getting a lot of power. She's from a royal bloodline. So he has that royalty, but he has that I want it now, all about me kind of attitude. And now that baby, I could be wrong, but if this man has done that to his mama, he's going to have to pay for it.
I understand.
And I don't want to say, but you know how.
I understand.
You know how. He's
Yes.
going to pay for it.
Yes, I understand. I understand.
Yes, he did. If I heard the mother correctly, he did that. Baby, you're going to have to pay for that.
But when you go around, when you do something like that to your own mother, if that's what he did, then so be it. She supported.
Well, the kind of mother.
Yeah,
Some mothers deserve
she's
shit
supportive.
Like that. Some mothers deserve shit like
No,
that.
she's wonderful. She's supportive.
But that's not her.
No, she was a
No, not
wonderful
her.
mother.
She
I know
really
this
deserves
personally. Yes, and she was a great facilitator too. She was a professor. She was one of the brightest women I've ever heard and known. She was amazing.
But see, baby, I'm telling you, like I said in that reading, if you get to listen to part 1 and part 2, they were telling him, and he was starting to feel that she was hindering him. She was getting in his way with her principles, her ideas. I remember at one point she was managing him. They told him, you need to get away from her. He wanted to get away from her control and restriction.
Wow.
And it was at that time, the way she described to me, the shit was cold. He went out of town, when that happened to that lady.
Wow. I'm so disgusted. I'm
He
disgusted.
went in town. His cousin, that was a nurse, was supposed to be taking care of her, and he got for that. When they submitted that 911 case, they didn't even know how to give her, whoever was in that house, you could hear him on 911, didn't even know how to get that lady CPR.
Wow.
She literally died right there on the 911. That you could hear him say, she's not breathing.
That's crazy. That's crazy. So he set his own mother up.
She said he knew. If I heard the right spirit, now I told you, I just heard that lady said Sweet Pea was standing right there.
That's right.
If I heard Sweet Pea.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, this is a thing.
I'm gonna heal my body. So that was so cute. She said, "That's Sweet Pea." I'm gonna heal my body, so I could have heard it wrong.
And this is the thing about it is that
But it messed with me so bad.
That industry that he wanted to be a party to that industry, and he wanted to be a party because the Kardashians already were they come from that life. She was a socialite. She was part of that life already. He wanted to have a piece of that. It was out of greed. If he did that, then he deserves whatever comes with it. Because again, I know how wonderful a mother she was and how headstrong she was. So if he did that to that womb, then so be it. Sacrifice your own mother.
You know what? Like I say, but baby, they're gonna make you sacrifice somebody. They're gonna make you sacrifice something. Because you know what? Even though you sacrificing your mama or your child or something, you still sacrificing yourself.
Yes.
He don't sacrifice himself. You can't be in that industry and not sacrifice something or somebody. You're going to have to show how bad you want it. You know that.
That's a shame. That's a shame. Well, what goes around comes around.
They want someone that means something, and that woman is very, very powerful.
She
She's
is.
Powerful.
She is. On the other side, she's still powerful.
Oh yeah. She came in here and she was talking to me. She said, "Oh no. I love my son so much, but he has to be taught a lesson. I have to teach him. He cannot do this to me. He's not gonna do this to me."
Wow.
And it was so sad.
Well, it is what it is. So let it roll. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes, even if you live in alignment with balance, even if something comes about in this way, if you're in alignment, these things will bypass you. He walked into the fire. He chose that path. So it is what it is. It's a shame. Very much.
I don't think he wanted this. He didn't expect this to happen this way. But see, now Lucifer's telling me, like if y'all see that reading, he said, I never wanted him. He said, they told him that I wanted him to do this, and that I was going to accept him. He started wearing my symbols and my clothes and throwing it up for me. He said they lied to him because I always knew that he would do exactly what he's done. So we let him in, he would turn. He's too conflicted and wishy-washy. So that's why I told them no, but they did this to me anyway. And he said there are other people that are going to also suffer that brought him in. He said they were going to be punished for bringing him in when they were clearly told no.
Wow. Wow. Well, how does Kardashian play into that? How do you feel about the
And that's
Kardashians?
his handler's bull.
What'd you
But
say?
I don't feel no way because that's what he wanted. That's his handler. That's just his handler.
Mm-hmm.
And they control him like he's a child.
Yep. Absolutely. That's why she's never phased. You ever see Kim Kardashian talk about her husband? She's never phased. She's never upset. She is the handler. She is his handler. That family are his handlers. She never gets upset. She's never really thrown off.
Why though? Why she supposed to get upset for when he wanted girl, that baby is her, that child is over there with that nigga in the sunken play.
That's true.
That nigga done sunk up under the goddamn floor, honey.
Wow.
He in the sunken play. And that's where he wants to lead. That's why I can't say to nobody. Y'all be getting mad and all the people getting mad and these like, why? That's the OP took. That he definitely won't be.
That's where he is. That's his choice. You're right. You're right. He made that choice.
Hair blown, eyes bugged. You don't know where he at.
Yeah, he's done. Yeah. Just like Odom. Remember? Well, it's the same with Terrell. What's his name? Something Odom that married the other sister. He's another one in the sunken place. Another one. The other brown sportsman that married whatever the other sister's name is. She's Lamar Odom. Thank you, Oz. Yeah, Lamar Odom, another one in the sunken place. He doesn't even look like the same person. Like he's lost. Like he's gone. His mind is scrambled.
And then OD'd up there in that whole house. And Carol, I seen him a few years ago out there in Hollywood. I think he was out there on the street. Girl, he had these shorts on and had these different color socks on with some grease.
What?
Like his tail hanging out the grease around his hair with his man, a white man or something. Girl, I almost stole up, honey.
What?
I said, well, you know what? He girl, like he was high and he was down with some shorts that was hanging off his ass and like he had some grease on his ass. And I said, oh, Jesus.
Oh.
Oh,
wow. So what is your take, if we were to ask... Yeah, but what is your take on anal sexual, because I talked about anal tantric. A lot of anal tantric sexuality out there utilized to access a certain part of your brain that comes from activating your kundalini, like judging, once they have anal sex, it actually activates a part of your kundalini, but it distorts it a little bit in order to compartmentalize or enslave you. What's your take on anal sex? Do you have any take on that as far as how that?
I don't do it. See, I don't need no dick in my ass to hold me up. I'm old. As you can see, I see already.
That's right.
Without a dick in my ass.
That's right.
If other people need a dick in their ass, that's their choice.
I love you, Alexyss.
Girl,
I
need my asshole tuned up with my third eye. I don't need my first chakra busted. I'm good with it.
Oh my. I say this all to say, and I don't like to make jokes because a lot of people have this misconception that is a part of anywhere that it's an expelling point, meaning where you release excrement, should not be accessed by a sexual organ, should not be penetrating that. I've always held that, and I know I get some, sometimes people are a little sensitive about that based on their own lifestyle or sexuality, but an anal cavity is a cavity that is for releasing. A yoni space, the beautiful stargate, the vagina, the vajayjay, the pee-pee, that's the one who is meant for opening to allow for receptivity. And I just always thought it was interesting.
And you gotta be you can't be receptive to everybody.
No.
Either just because it's an innocent. So I don't, like you said, people get mad about stuff like that. So I don't tell people, you shouldn't do that if that's your body and you feel like you need to do that to a extent, because, you and I, we have the natural ability to see and receive, so we don't have to go through those measures to try to open up the seventh chakra, the third chakra. So I don't argue with people that do it, but at the same time, I just know for health reasons, my body don't need that.
I understand. I agree. I think it's
With my body.
yeah. I appreciate how I came into this existence through the portals, and I respect every portal that's on and in my body. So for that reason, I will keep my body hopefully in a good homeostasis intact.
Well, it don't have to be hopefully, because you can easily put it in there, and they have these operations now to fix the vagina from being tore up and fix the rectum.
Oh.
And with a lot of these people that's doing that, they're gonna need that kind of shit done.
Oh.
They're gonna need it done from taking all them dick in their ass, cause my grandmother, when I was a very little girl, told me don't go up and let nobody do that to my behind, and I believed her.
That was something that we were taught. I think, I was taught that was something that I actually was told that was something that would be requested. And if I did that, I would have health issues later. So I remember hearing that, I think from one of my aunties. Yeah, they said I would be wearing diapers. Yeah.
And it's true.
Yes.
Because there's a lot of women on the low. They don't tell you about it. They secretly can't hold their vows no more because men are demanding that they do that, or they're going to go get it from another woman, and then a lot of these men are sleep with men and women, and so the women think, well, I got to do this to keep this man. Well, even if you do it, you still fucking somebody else and fucking in their fucking shit hole. So, I'm like you, girl. No, I'm thankful that I don't have to get my first chakra busted to see God. I have to get my grandson to see God. Good.
Let's go back to the celebrities. What's going on with what's your take on, how about who else do we want to talk about? How about Cardi B. I had questions about Cardi B. What do you think about Cardi B? Yeah, what's your drawing into Cardi B? What you like, Cardi B?
She's so cute.
She's wild.
I think she's so adorable.
Listen. I have an affinity. I have a soft spot for Cardi B because I know where she's from, the neck of the woods. She's from Uptown, especially Washington Heights. She's very familiar. I'm very familiar with that genre. She's a Dominicano. I get it. I really love how fresh and green she is. But there is a diabolical reason why she got into the industry as quick and as easily as she did. And I feel like she sacrificed someone or something to get to that pinnacle point. What's your take on that?
Well, if I'm going to ask you, do you know who?
Cardi B.
Because I hadn't done a deep reading on her.
Oh, not yet.
So I don't think you know who she sacrificed. Who you think?
No, I think I personally
I don't know if anybody came up.
No, it's my take. I take that because I look into the industry and I've touched that demographics before. So when someone of that, it's not like she's super talented. She's cute. She can be adorable. Yes, I get that. No. She's not talented. I know hip hop people. She doesn't have talent. No, so it's not why she got into the industry. I know she may be from a particular bloodline. Yes, but there's a reason why she went to such heightened degree so quickly. It was too quickly, Alexyss. So I know that when it comes that quick, there was a sacrifice somewhere in there that we are not seeing. It's unheard. Maybe we'll hear later.
Or sexual.
Oh, maybe.
Or sexual sacrifice. It's not physical at first because, she started fucking her producer. The guy who she with, what's his name? She got that baby back.
Oh, Offset.
Business baby.
Offset.
So, yes. Well, he's very powerful in that industry. So I think a lot of her stuff was not so much death at first, blood, it was sex.
Oh, I see.
A lot of her stuff was sexual sacrifice.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, because she's fucking very powerful producer. Now, I'm not saying that the physical won't come.
Okay.
Because people were thinking it was the baby. but she didn't do the baby. She gave birth to that baby. She wanted that baby.
She did.
That's a business baby.
She did.
That kind of solidifies her power with Alexyss. But I wouldn't say that it's not going to come. But she already knows the deal. Because you heard her talking about it.
Yes, she did.
They talked about she knows about the sacrifice and all of that. She knows it's going to come. Now, I don't think she's going to want to do it. But, she replacing Nicki.
Yeah, Nicki.
She replacing Nicki Minaj.
That's right. And I noticed that, what's interesting about that, Alexyss?
Nicki's
Because I talk about bloodlines, but do you know that Nicki is she's also Trinidadian, Trinigal. She's a Trinigal. She's Trinidadian. And Cardi B's mother is Trinidadian. That's why I say they always replace with similar bloodlines. So it's interesting that they replace one Trinigal with another Trinigal. Because they think that she's all Dominican. Her father's Dominican, but her mother's Trinidadian.
Yeah, but that's, they always do that after a certain amount of time. Once she have her run, she'll be replaced as well.
Yes.
They always have at least like a 10-year, period. So there's a purpose for Cardi B right now at the time. And then, like you said, her vibration is lower. There's nothing really intellectual about what she's doing. Hers is more sexual and kind of like grounding the lower vibration.
Yes.
In where they don't have to think. They don't have to go to school. They don't have to study. It's all a part of the plan. She's playing to a certain demographic to help lower the vibration while they're basically taking Nicki out. Nicki know it, and she don't want to go.
I know.
So she's kicking and screaming, trying to hold
that shine.
her position.
But the problem
And
is,
it's not working because when they say you leave.
That's true. But the thing about Nicki is that she's very talented. I will say that. Nicki has skills to pay the bills. She does. She's a wonderful lyricist. Even before she was popular, I saw her in the underground when she was really looking like a little boy because she really likes the girls. So I saw her when she was in her more of her stud stage when she was tearing up the streets, and she was immaculate as far as lyrically. But the issue is Nicki Minaj is such a mean-spirited person and treating people so nasty that she thought her rise to fame would keep her and hold her in a position where she could still treat people like that. But now that she's falling, all those people that she treated garbage, like her stylist, her makeup artist, people that used to be around her, little helpers in the industry that she treated like garbage and basically, SHIT. Now she's falling down, and those people are stepping on her neck as she's going down. They have no sort of empathy for her because she was so nasty and so egregious when she was in a position of power. That's why people have to be careful. How you go up, you will see the same people when you're coming down.
Wow, so she really did do these people wrong?
Yeah, she was nasty. She's in the industry, she's known as to be one of the nastiest, most witchy, most egregious people. Even when you go into industry, because even when we had industry parties, when she would go in, there's a stipend they ask for. So they'll ask for some celebrities will ask for rose or, vitamin C, and they get a host of things that they have. But when she would ask for things, if the rosé wasn't chilled just to the right temperature, she would throw it at someone or curse them out. Like, that's how nasty she is.
What?
Yeah. She's noted.
They let her do that thing.
They did, but listen, you choose your own ways of acting. It doesn't matter. I know people who are so wealthy, they treat people from the person, the bum on the street, to the person up in the tower the same. Well and respected. Just because you get to a position where you have that much amount of money and power and prowess does not give you a rhyme and reason to mistreat people who are you consider to be in servitude to you. It's disrespectful, and some of the karma that she's experiencing now with people who don't give a crap about her because she was yesterday's news is what she created for herself. So it's all relative.
Well, I really didn't like that about her brother. That shit right there with his child molesting ass.
Mm-hmm.
She fought for him to the end. She fought for him to the end, and they had evidence that man was fucking that little girl. See, that never set right with the public need.
That's right. Just the fact that she could condone or listen, she didn't have to say anything. She could have just let that go out and not speak on his behalf. When she did that, she karmically, just the fact that she would do that and ride with somebody who could do that, because she knows her brother and she knew what he was capable of doing because she knew him. And anytime you have a female who shows up in a very ambiguous way, sexually ambiguous way, coming from the psychological field, a lot of times women are abused and they don't want to mess with men. Nikki was one of those young girls who did not mess with men. She wasn't having sex with men when she was young. She liked females. And that makes me think that she saw a lot of abuse in her house. And her brother is a product of the same household she came from when she looked a little disturbed. So it's all relative.
See, that never sit right with me, and a lot of people were really bothered with that and kind of was through with her then.
So, what goes around comes around. It's like I say, I treat the person who is next to me, whether they're living on the soil on the ground without a home, or the person standing next to me who has yachts and boats, I treat them with the respect and honor that I would want somebody to treat myself, as long as they're upholding themselves in a way that allows for that type of, reproach. But, when you mistreat people consistently, or you uphold, or you empathize, or give, if you put a blind eye to an abuse, something's going to happen.
But she should have known that, being in a public position, little girls looking up to you, your bars and all that, and your brother, your children. She should have known that was a rest of people that's asking to support that and put your house up, or trying to get your mama to put her house up.
Wow.
To get him out of the shit.
Wow. Well, let's see if
But there's a time, even if you treat everybody with respect, there's still a time, and it depends on what type of agreement you have with the people higher up to determine how long you stay up there or when you get replaced.
Absolutely. And
you never know the astrology is, all that stuff is astrology, numerology. They already know when they bring somebody in what their run is going to be.
That's right, they do.
Is going to be, no matter how good they are.
That is true.
No matter how kind they treat everybody.
That is true.
Respectful, they're still an agreement we don't know about, and a karma that we don't know about.
That is true. That is absolutely true. So there's always they already know the recipe for what is going to occur.
They know the day, and they know when you get out because they let you out, scandalous, or they killed your motherfucking ass out.
Well, you see what they did to Bill Cosby. He was. Yeah, but look at Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby was down with the boule. He was down with the boule.
What they do?
Well, with the boule, he was down with the boule. I mean, he ran well with the most elitist brown people, especially in the back lay of the parties. Now, these people have power, more power than.
Because he was fucking, and sucking. I did his reading a couple of weeks ago. I couldn't believe what I saw.
Oh.
And he was sleeping with wealthy white women and Hugh Hefner. He was bisexual.
Yes.
Yes, he was.
Yes, he was.
And he sold himself out.
I agree. I agree.
He was raping them women.
I agree. I totally agree with you. He's getting exactly what he deserves. People see him as the innocent father figure, but when there's smoke, there's fire. And he was doing just as much as the egregious men that he was around, like Warren, I forgot that other actor. He used to hang out at the Playboy Bunny. But they were doing a whole bunch of anal sexual activity with a whole bunch of, they were doing a whole bunch of like orgies. I mean, people said, oh, he was innocent. I said, well, he used to hang out at the Playboy Bunny mansion. Nobody's hanging out there just twiddling their thumbs, drinking Kool-Aid. Come on.
So didn't. He sure did not. He hurt a lot of those people.
I agree. I agree with you 1,000%. And like I said, it as soon as he absolutely was. He did exactly. Now, why the women came out later, I just feel like they got an opportunity to do so. People always question the women.
Well, they wouldn't give it in the media attention that they covered for him because he was down with the elite back then.
Yeah.
They protected him back then, and then he didn't want to do his new sacrifices. People keep trying to say, well, it's because he tried to buy NBC. That was so long ago. It wasn't even about that. From what I'm seeing, he was supposed to give another sacrifice, especially if he's talking about NBC. They weren't going to let him go that high without another sacrifice. He gave his son, but that's not what they wanted. That's what that was about.
Wow.
Not because he a black man trying to buy it and they punishing him. No, that wasn't all that. But he didn't want to give his due. To be
Wow.
up in them circles and being that 100 million, 200 million, you got to give blood, baby.
Wow. It's a blood.
You know
It's
that.
blood in, blood
He
out.
didn't want to give. He gave the son. Mm-hmm.
Blood in, blood out. It's like a gang. It's like a gang. It's like a gang. You know how the gang has blood in, blood out? It's the same thing. It's the same thing with the cult. They require blood sacrifices regularly, not just once. People think it's just once. It's a perpetual ritual. A lot of people in Satanist and Luciferian sects, they sacrifice babies once a month or once a week. So what makes these celebrities think that they do it regularly. So these celebrities think that they're above having the same requirement for them to sacrifice have a blood sacrifice. No, Satanists do it regularly. What makes you think you're above that? You signed that contract to have all the...
Well, you know, there's no difference. There's no difference. A Christian go to church regularly. A Christian do a mock human sacrifice.
Yes, they do.
And they eat the cracker that represent the blood and drink the red juice. Well, what's the difference? You still honor God for a regular servitude and bowing to them. There's really no difference.
Absolutely.
It's just a type of service you give. That's what people don't want to see. There's no difference.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree. And I think, you know, if people are getting into that lifestyle, which I would not necessarily recommend at this point, then you know what you're walking into, because now everyone's blowing spots. So there's no anonymity in walking into those doorways, because even the joke now on the conference tables when you're about to sign your contract, even the people, the lawyers who's sitting on the table say now, sign your name in blood. They make jokes about it during the time these rappers and celebrities are signing contracts, because now it's known. So now they don't even hide it. They say, yeah, sign this contract in blood. It's like a leaping joke now.
Yeah. I mean, baby, I know because that's what my father went through.
I'm
So
sorry.
if I get into that industry and y'all see me in there, I ain't nothing I can say to y'all.
Love.
So y'all can already know what that is. And you got in there with my own money, or
That's
if
right.
I get up there, how y'all already know, because I already know.
That's right. Absolutely. And remember, we're going into...
It's a choice. It's what you could make.
Well, I feel like now, because we're going into another cycle, which is more feminine based, with a little more balance, I feel like there's some more reprieve now with, not at this exact moment, but I feel like...
I pray that it is.
Yeah, I feel like we're going into a positive...
Because it gives me the therapy.
Absolutely. I know it's getting there.
Because I really love you.
You sound beautiful, and you should be heard. And you should be heard by the masses. You are your father's daughter, and by all means, you should be able to enter the industry with safety and security, upholding a frequency that allows for security, for safety. I mean, it's a slippery slope, but we walk with serpents. Yeah, we work with serpents, so we know what this is about. We walk in the bounty. It's bounty. So I don't want to keep you on too much longer. Are you up for one more question, and then we're going to close up because it's getting late. So
Got to make it quick because I'm getting ready going off. I'm getting ready to go on.
You're ready. You're getting hot. You getting hot. Let's take, because usually my show goes until midnight. So let's do another question. Let's see who else is on here. I think we only have one more question. It's 412-0999. You're on the line with Alexyss K and Flurboom. Peace, family.
Hey, y'all. Oh, my goodness.
Peace, C-Star.
What's up, sis? This is Chrissy from the site.
What up, Chrissy? What's good?
Say how to everybody and stuff. I wasn't going to really push the button, but truthfully, today is my Earth Day anniversary.
Happy birthday! Happy birth anniversary! Yay!
Thank you.
Congratulations.
But, I had like a question
Yes.
about my future because things ain't going well.
Aw, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It's not going well because it's like everything was sabotaged when I was trying to get
To the conference. Yes.
I mean, everything happened that you would think it was scripted it for a movie. Stuff just kept happening and stuff.
I'm so sorry.
I was owed $1,000. I didn't get paid my money.
Wow, I'm sorry.
Me and my mom, my youngest sibling fell out.
Wow. Going through the purge.
It's just a multitude. Oh, the light company came after my lights for a couple dollars, and it ain't make no sense. And I had to hurry up and pay them. I couldn't get a plane ticket. Then turned around, my friend was going to drive me, but then the Cadillac converter went out on this truck, and this truck he just got in 2016. Everything imaginable you think will be impossible happened.
I'm so sorry.
It's like I was being blocked left and right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was just like mayhem, chaos, and I was just like so angry. It went from anger to being hurt.
Aw.
Because I really wanted to be there.
I know. I was
You know what I'm saying?
I know.
I wanted to meet and see all of y'all, Nora, everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Very little. I wanted to meet all of y'all, see y'all, like, and kick it with y'all. I was just real disappointed and hurt.
I'm so
and then
sorry.
everybody keeps talking about the 31st, and I'm like, I didn't even want to mention my Earth Day anniversary. So I'm like, if something happened, it will happen on my Earth Day, because everything keeps happening to me.
How was your Earth Day today?
I just felt like.
Was your day okay? Was it?
It poured down raining.
Aw. It's one of those.
It poured down. It was cool because I look at that as y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Coming.
Yeah, Maya.
Say hi to me.
That's right.
You know, she controls
the weather,
the rain, the hurricanes.
That's right.
I like the rain. You know what I'm saying?
It's
so
beautiful.
It wasn't bad. It was like cool.
All right.
It cooled everything down around my crib.
That's cool. See, there's something beautiful to every adversity. There's something beautiful. There's a treasure behind every door, even if the door seems a little ratchet. So, what do you think?
Definitely. But my question is, like, everything she was talking, Alexa, how you doing, ma'am? You was talking about the first caller that you was talking. I swear to God, it was like she was talking to me. Everything this girl was saying, I'm like, I'm going through almost the same thing, and I'm doing the same thing. I'm trying to clear my house of debris.
I just want to ask you one question. Can you please think back and tell me who you dealt with? A woman or a man? Or was it a woman about a man? A man that had another woman that you had conflict with? Try to think back to who you fell out with, who you're not dealing with anymore, who you had conflict with.
Oh, the wildebeest, my neighbor. She likes.
How long ago?
This was like about a year and a half, 2 years ago. She likes me. She cracked on me. I'm like, just because I got a tomboy swag don't mean I go that way. I'm strictly dickly. Like, go ahead with that.
Chrissy's no joke.
Y'all were friends.
We was associates. I was trying to be cordial because I was always told you need to know your neighbor so you know your surroundings. Mm-hmm. So I was just trying to be cordial with the heifer, but then she started her bull crap and came on to me, and I turned her. I laughed in her face and fell on my back when she cracked on me. Like,
that's your
you gotta be.
That's your problem because you started laughing because that lady wants some tongue and want some of that pussy. See. Won't you?
I don't get down like that. If I want to taste or smell some punani, I'll do myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry to say that, y'all, but it is what it is. I'm not doing that.
You made fun of her. Who had the man involved? Was she also seeing a man, or were you dating a man at the time?
She had a husband.
Oh.
But he was trying to give me a fat ass.
He know, baby. That's what I'm finna say. He know. They go like that. And she
Yeah, but then later on, she tried to crack on my 18-year-old daughter. And that's when I snapped.
That's what they do. And that's what she's looking at you like, I sure, I heard her telling him, sure want to get some of that. Then you laugh, and she's like, oh, okay.
I did laugh in her face, but I was on my back, like I fell out. My cheer.
You know what I'm saying? See what I'm saying?
Yeah. But she tried to also come on to my daughter. She was giving her weed, and I didn't know that. And then when I found out, and then she tried to crack on her, try to get her try to talk my daughter's boyfriend into her talking her into doing an orgy for her in front of her.
What kind of sick people are these? Oh, that's sick.
I almost flipped the house, and I almost blew up half the block. And 5 cop cars at a time. I stepped out on everybody. I'll kill you first, bitch, before I let you touch my you come at my daughter again.
That was to provoke you, to then lure you in to open up the spell. Or is that after this happened, did you know the crazy things started happening to you?
No, it really started happening with my cousin's girlfriend. I let her come stay with me, and I'm real sensitive to the unseen, and I called her out on it, and I said to her, I was like, something's following you, because ever since my house was peaceful until you came to my damn house. Now all types of shit keep happening.
Did you also know the neighbor?
It was because of it was sort of an argument with me and the neighbors. Because of what she did. And then later on, me and them fell out.
Yes, because it's a neighbor. What I'm trying to tell you, even though you're saying a cousin here, I'm not saying she didn't. But she really, I don't see her initially coming to put it on you to start this, but because she got it on her, this happened. When she goes somewhere, but two, a lot more was triggered by the neighbor who also wanted to get down. You heard her man want to get down with y'all.
That ain't not cracking. I got hoes, and they all men, and I ain't with it. I really keep them at bay too. I got them on leashes, so I ain't with all that. I might wear basketball shorts, big shirts. I got my fresh Air Force Ones in every color, and I wrap my hair up in my turbans and stuff, and I be outside working out and stuff. I don't get down like that.
I know, but what I'm saying is you got to protect yourself spiritually because you're a fighter and you're very aggressive. And when you're doing this, and if they can't beat you, and then they also feel very slighted, they will do things on a spiritual level to watch you suffer because of your rejection and embarrassment. So, yeah, do you feel like when your relative came over, that she wanted to cause you problems?
It wasn't my cousin. She wasn't my relative. She was my cousin's cousin's girlfriend. My boy cousin's girlfriend. But I kicked her out. I thought we could do this the easy. I put her out my house because she wasn't trying to pay me rent. And
but do you think she wanted to hurt you? That she wanted to give you bad luck? You think that's why she came? Because I'm not getting that she decided I'm going to go over and do this. I don't.
No, but I know she's mad because I put her out my house, and everybody's like, I wouldn't put it. Say it again.
No, you're right, and then it turned into that. Then she decided she wanted.
She wanted to get back at me because even she done put my cousin back in jail and stuff, got him caught up, trying to control him. He went back to jail. I told him to leave her alone, and he went to jail. He got out. Then he went back. He got caught up in some stuff, and now my cousin's back in jail doing 20 years.
But see,
I already said that something was wrong with her.
But that's what I'm trying to say. See, you're so you have this sexual energy that you attracted to men and women, and you don't want to accept and understand it. You get angry
I'm not trying to
with somebody. I know, but they're attracted to you, and you get angry because you're not that way. And then you have to realize some people don't always have to do a black magic spell. They can have spirits on them that's so powerful, they can just think something about you or speak something towards you, and it attacks you, and you have had this problem before. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, dude, because I got a lot of negative energy coming at me because I got a lot of hate.
Because of stuff you do, like you go off, you're so strong and aggressive, and it's like, let's get it cracking right now.
That's Chrissy. That's Chrissy. Yeah, Chrissy ain't no
like,
joke.
okay, I know I'm gonna get her. I'm gonna get her.
They do sneaky punk moves. I'm not an argumentative person. I'll punch you in your throat, and I already said that multiple times. Like, I don't got time to be arguing. I'll punch you in your throat, but I was also told by my Baba Lau, I need to chill out. I can't be fighting.
Wait, hold on, ladies.
He told, I've been fighting all my life. Ain't nobody never had my back. Ain't nobody never stood up for me. I got a brother that's 4 years older than me. I was fighting for him. You know what I'm saying? My dad was in and out of my life. My mom was suffering from mental illness. I was constantly being bullied.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.
I'm sorry. Hold on. Chrissy, we got to the midnight hour. This is not Blog Talk this time, but we got to the midnight hour. Let me call Alexyss K back. Chrissy, hold on. Because, Chrissy, I think you're on here. So I'm going to have to call Alexyss K back. We kind of hit that mark, so I know it was getting really energetic. You know, Chrissy's talking about what she's going through, how it shows up. Hold on, let me call Alexyss K. And it's very, listen, it's hard because when she's been battling over and over again, it's kind of to the point where she's like, how much more battle?
Please leave your message for.
Oh, hold on. I'm trying to call Alexyss K. Hold on. I'm sorry, everyone. Okay, let me try Alexyss again. So I apologize for everyone. Yeah, it's 9 p.m. Pacific, so it's a testament. I'm so sorry Chrissy's going through that because I know Chrissy was supposed to join us at the conference, and there were a lot of people who couldn't make it. A lot of people had booked to come to the conference and could not make it to the conference. So I'm so sorry because I miss Chrissy and I didn't know why. So I know Alexyss K, I'm calling her back now. So hopefully she knows it's me. Mercury retrograde, keep trying for word. Alexyss, I don't know if Alexyss is going to pick up the phone. That last call, maybe. Okay.
Please leave your message.
Oh, darn it. Okay. Well, I know I didn't get a chance to finish. Alexyss might call back. Hopefully she'll call me back. Thank you everyone again for joining. Now we ended with Chrissy. I hate that we ended that mark. So Chrissy, I'm sorry. We should probably do something else, Chrissy, to get you linked up with Alexyss K to get some remedies. Again, you know what it is? It's like a lot of times, even with her telling me the advice previously, is that I know Blog Talk is off the hook. They'll end my show at like 10 o'clock, but this time they let it go to midnight and then but it does shut off at midnight. So just like earlier they said, you never know when someone is plotting and planning against you. Here I could have a long extended friendship for many years and not want to be with someone and them totally turn against, like we were enemies from the beginning. And this is kind of like the slippery slope, but I wanted you to always feel empowered that you have a right to feel how you feel, and there's no need for you to ever bend under someone else's will. You have a right to choose your path, and if you desire to be with someone or not, that is definitely your choice. So always feel empowered in that system, and know that if someone is doing wrong against you and harm against you without any justification, there will be reciprocation, and there will be a repercussion from those acts. So Chrissy, maybe some remedies is like, just like the first young lady, clear out your space. So Cynthia, right? Clear out your space. Clear out things that are no longer serving you in your house. Clear out clutter. Do some self-cleansing breaths, and also some meditation, because Chrissy is bruck up. Like, Chrissy's the type of person, like, she'll tell you, but also she's very passionate and loving. So Chrissy, as much as she can get into the war of things, she can get into the love of things. And I think sometimes people, because she's had to deal with so many battles, I think a lot of times, people may try to bring it to her, even if it's unnecessary, to try to incite her. So I think that's unfortunate. And Chrissy, we missed you for the conference. And again, maybe next time you'll come, and again, you're not the only one. There were a lot of people who had a lot of extraneous circumstances coming to this conference. So yeah, there's too many retrogrades going on right now. So I do apologize, but thank you to Alexyss K. Wonderful show. Thank you so much for keeping it real, just being really raw and honest. And again, this show is, you've been clearing your house too, Aziza? Yeah, I mean, clear your house, clear up the space. Right now it's necessary for us to all, do what's necessary to purge. And purging people out your life, purging ideologies out your life, purging certain unnotable habits that you still have out your life. It's necessary in order to bring in new, fresh things. And always stand in your power. Chrissy, you stand in your power beautifully. Always do that, Chrissy. Know that we support you in your power. And if those don't respect, that you don't want to be a party to whatever they're trying to do, that has more to do with them. Okay? I know the young lady didn't like you laughing at her, and that probably was something, because I think sometimes we have to see from the position, like, maybe you didn't realize she really liked you, but she did. And just like if we laugh at a guy who doesn't like us, there could be a repercussion. Women feel the same way. Like, if a woman likes another woman, or a man likes another man, you can let them down lightly. You probably were just shocked, and maybe that was your reaction. But next time, make sure you kind of take in consideration her feelings, and say, you know what, I don't go that way, but I appreciate you telling me, and just, I'm not really open for that like I did, but how they react after that is all on them. But Chrissy, stay well, you're good, stay powerful, stay aligned, and I'm so sorry that you were unable to make it, and I hope all turns out well. I know you're a powerful sea star, I know you're a warrioress, and I know that you have all of the necessary tools to turn everything around in your favor. Okay, I have trust and faith in that. So thank you again for Alexyss K, beautiful Alexyss K. Please check out our YouTube account. She's doing readings, she's on point. Again, you saw her do a reading for me, and it was very interesting and on point. So thank you again for her joining. Thank you everyone again joining us for Aquarius Rising 9th Gate, Flirting After Dark on a Tuesday. And make sure to watch out for those retrogrades. Stay above the wave, and also watch who you engage with, and watch who engages with you. Peace.